You all right, man?
Yeah, I had a crazy weekend. Look at this bruise on my face.
Oh my God!
This guy was trying
You in a fight with a lion?
I got to fight with a bunch of dudes. This guy pulled a blade on me. Look at my shirt's all cut up.
Damn.
Yeah,
bro.
I gave back what I had. I
gave him all he could handle.
Yeah, Black Friday, bro.
What?
Yeah. I want to get.
Stood in line.
I stood in line. I fought. I had to get that discount. I want to get a discount.
What discount?
Just protein powder. I want to get my supplements and stuff.
Oh, God, you're talking about the biggest sale ever at On It?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's done.
I know, but I had to get to the store. I was fighting people, and you should have seen the mob scene. I had to get my Dolce Way, hey. And my,
Dolce Way, hey.
Yeah, I got my Dolce Way, hey. And that's what I was doing because guys were trying to grab it out of my hand. I was going, hey.
That's my Dolce.
Hey, it's my Dolce Way. Hey, it's my Dolce Way. And I got stuck a couple times. Look at that right there. It's still bleeding.
Man.
I gotta get it looked at. It's still
fresh.
It's seeping. It's seeping right now. But I rubbed some krill oil on it, and I think it's gonna be all right. It's a coagulant. I don't know if that's true. I haven't seen this case studies, but I think if you get stabbed with a deep cut like
krill.
that, yeah, I feel a little lightheaded, but I'm taking a lot of krill. Yeah, and I'm putting krill on there.
Good thing you've been using those On It kettlebells.
Yeah, and I stuck a Warrior Bar in there to stop the bleeding. I know. They say buffalo.
It looks like it worked.
They say premium buffalo meat with a cranberry.
It's magic.
Stuff. It's magic. Yeah.
It's magic.
It burns a little bit because there's a touch of
cayenne pepper.
Yeah, it burns a little bit.
Get you.
And my wound, but I'll tell you something. It was worth it. I got all my stuff. I got a discount.
Thank God, man. Thank God you're all right. I'm sure lots of you out there are beat up from Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Wear your ass out too.
Cyber Monday, wear your ass.
Guess what, kids? Onit.com. The sale doesn't stop because we're going to give you 10% off.
What?
Onit.com/fighter. That's ONNIT.com/fighter.
I could have waited. /Frider.
I almost said Friday.
Guys, apparently Brennan had a long weekend too. It's /Frider. Put down /Frider.
Onit.com/fighter.
Yeah.
Sale don't stop here.
Nah, don't stop here.
10% off. Onit.com.
Yeah.
What's up, man?
Oh, I had a good weekend.
Did you?
Wise Guys.
Now, do you not sleep at all, or
what I like to do is
you're
push myself.
slowly looking worse as you come in here?
That's
you realize
right,
this, right?
I don't. The problem is I don't
schedule got
sleep,
you
and then I
down.
try to catch up on. So you told me that when you sleep, like you get 4 hours of sleep, then you try to catch up the next day.
Doesn't
That's
work
when
like
you
that.
feel it. Doesn't work that way.
I used to always be worried that I wouldn't sleep the night before a fight. I'd toss and turn.
Yeah.
And I spoke with a specialist, and he goes, "The next day isn't the issue. It's the second day.
Yeah.
That's where you're gonna suffer.
Yeah.
Like you can power through that next day.
Oh, yeah.
But then that second day after no sleep. So he goes, make sure if you sleep on Thursday for the fight on Saturday, you're fine.
Right.
If you don't sleep on Friday, you're gonna be good.
Here's the problem. What happens is I go out, I do 2 shows, I take a nap, then I go out and do 2 shows, and I'm rearing to go. At the end of it, it's 12 a.m., and I'm jacked. I'm like, let's do this.
You're a lounge lizard.
I'm a lounge. Let's go out and do some drinking and hanging out. And I'm not a drinker, but I'll just hang out and
You
socialize.
have some wine, yeah. You like to
2
talk.
o'clock rolls around, and I'm still like, whatever. And then I wake up at 7 because my kids are like, hey, get the fuck up.
Yeah, I mean,
And you pay
you've
for
done you've done well this far, so I can't tell you what to do. You know what it's like, though? You know what it's like?
What?
It's like a hot girl that first moves to West Hollywood. She's going out every night.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, she used to be really hot. And all of a sudden, just overnight, it's like the fucking...
That's where alcohol...
The Grim Reaper, the time machine waits for no one.
Oh, yeah.
Goes, oh, check this out. Bling, skinny fat build. And like, oh, shit.
Dude, skinny fat build is right.
Because alcohol, no sleep, partying all the time.
And
then you're not productive.
I used to see that when I remember like girls, and I saw it all the time in LA. I remember when I was in my 30s and I was dating up a storm, and their girl would reach 34 and she'd been a party girl and the hottest girl in the room. And now she's 34, but the blow and the booze and the I don't sleep
That's
and
a sad
and
road.
the relationship drama that caused much wasted time, much stress, and the juggling of dudes and dating guys you don't really like but they have money. And and by the way, you're trying to be an actress through that, but you're not really working on your acting. They get to be 34 and you go to their apartment and you just see either they would give up and they were like, well, I'm a train wreck, and here's a bowl of condoms I keep on my fucking coffee table. Seen that.
I've seen that.
And by the way, there's no furniture. There's just a cat and a shitty futon and a candle on a shitty shelf with pictures that weren't when you used to be.
I'm down for that.
And of course, I get a hard on.
No, I'm
when I see
like,
that.
oh, perfect setup here.
If I walk into a room and I smell kitty litter and
It
candles,
looks like a limping antelope, and I'm a lion. I'm like, all right, this is cool. Yeah, I'm good.
looks like you're vulnerable.
Hey, things are going too well, huh? How about you cry on this dick?
Looks like I smell desperation. How about you cry on this dick?
Oh, man, rough times? Cool. Check out this big dick.
This will make you feel better for the next, 15 minutes. Because I'm
After
out of
this,
here after
things
that.
are going to get way worse.
Look at the time.
Man, look at this. No, I was just talking about this the other day. This girl, when I first got to L.A., I mean, she's dime piece 3,000. Just ridiculous. And I was talking to a buddy. I'm like, what does she do these days, man? He's like, bro, she lives on top of, I'm like, a name where she lives because people figure out. Lives on top of this fancy hotel in Hollywood. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, man. She's doing the modeling thing. I'm like, oh, where's she? She has a body like, Nicki Minaj, white girl. It's not. Yeah. There's no modeling.
No. It's no
and I'm
modeling.
like, what? And she just has all these dudes that pay her bills.
Of course.
And then she goes to Dubai and goes to England.
When a girl goes to Dubai, please understand.
Fellas, listen. If any girl goes, oh, I get some work in Dubai.
100%.
You're an escort.
100%.
You know what?
You're not modeling in
Dubai. You know what they
Dubai.
refer them to? And this isn't my thing, so don't send me hate.
All due respect to escorts,
They
by
call
the way.
them shit girls. Shit toilet girls.
Oh, gross. Who does that?
That's what they refer to these girls that they fly in.
Oh,
They
that's
just,
so mean.
It's just, to them, they're toilet girls.
Ugh.
They call them toilet girls.
God damn it.
It's fucked up. But this is the thing. With this girl, my buddy's telling me, and I'm like, dude, I feel like I should reach out to her. Someone needs to tell her. She's 28, gorgeous. I went, no one wants to wife that up. That is a very, very sad road.
Well,
because at 34, when the looks start to shade, she has a ton of work done.
Yeah.
No dude's gonna be like, oh, whatever, Kimmy the escort. Yeah, I married her.
Yeah.
Said no one ever.
I know.
And then when you're used to these Bentleys and these mansions and all these houses and all that stuff and nice things, well, that becomes the standard and that's not special anymore. Well, you still got to pay your dues to the Piper. I mean,
Piper, by the way,
I mean, that old gray dick is the Piper.
The Piper's just sitting there
and
with a
there's
fedora
multiple
and a
of them.
cigar just waiting for you to come to roost. That's
Yes.
exactly right. Nobody escapes the Piper. And if you're smart, and I've said this to these girls, and this is going to sound terrible. I've said, look, you've been cheating the system. You're beautiful, and somewhere along the line, somebody told you there was a shortcut, which means you're just dating. You're fabulous, and you're dating who you want.
It's making a deal with the devil. Yes.
And I've said this to girls. I've seen it, and I've said, listen, if you're smart, you will take the remaining delicious that you have, and you will nab yourself a rich and nice guy. Find a nice guy who's rich. You're probably not going to be that attracted to him, and that's okay. So bang your personal trainer, whatever it is. I go, just get yourself that nest egg because this is how you live anyway. This is already your value system. Let's be honest. Let's just get honest. There are guys out there that are going to know that. They're going to be your clients. Make them feel like they are the ones that have changed you. Men, if you get a guy who thinks, yeah, bro, you know what? Because my friend used to be a real hooker connoisseur. And I don't like when people call girls who have sex for money hookers.
Escorts?
I think we're all hookers.
You like high-end escorts?
I think we're all hookers.
Well, what's the difference if, let's say, not calling you out, Kay, but let's say I meet Kay in a bar,
right,
and I take her to dinner and nice drinks. We just meet there,
yeah,
and I pay $350 for the night, and then me and Kay have sex after that. How's that any different than cutting all the middlemen out and say, here's $350?
Well, and I'm not going to actually even answer that question, but I love your question, and I think it's a very
Is that not legit?
I think it's a very legit question in a lot of ways, and that's how a lot of people justify. Now, there might be a difference where she is a girl. There is a difference where a girl likes you because you're a charming, handsome guy. You happen to have some money, and you guys go out and you have a meal. And the gentlemanly thing to do is, of course, to pay that meal. So you've just had a great conversation, a great meal, and she's looking for one man.
I get all that.
Yeah, and you and I know.
I get all that.
Now,
$350, $350.
yeah. Now, if a girl has a number of dudes, that she has sex with for money and shows up, whatever the case, that's an economic arrangement she's entered and made that deal with herself and with other guys, and she's got a client list.
I'm just saying it shouldn't be illegal. I'm with you.
100%.
I'd much
agree with
rather
you.
go to dinner. Don't get me wrong. I'm not some
No, but I agree with you.
whore lover
No, but
here.
it's a good question. It's,
I'm just
it's an
saying,
important
I'd
question.
much rather go to dinner, have a nice night.
Yeah.
If it happens, whatever,
Yeah.
I'm game.
Yeah.
But $350. To the
100%.
bank, my bank account, they don't go, oh, we met a nice girl, maybe we go on second
Yeah.
dates. My bank account goes, yes,
Yeah.
$350.
Well, you and I
whether
know,
his dick came
you
out or not.
and I know though that those kinds of girls either get found out, and when they get found out, they end up typically like, you ever see those old ladies with 50 cats, and they go a little crazy?
Yeah, and they wear the pearls.
I
around
feel
their
like
neck and
that's.
shit.
I feel like that's in a lot of like that. If
That's
you're
your
not
future.
careful, that can be your future.
Have you ever sat and talked to one? I have.
Oh, sure.
I've talked to a bunch of them.
Sure, I've had long. And
Me
oh,
too.
I've dated them.
Me too. I've
yeah.
dated numerous
Yeah.
number of them.
Yeah.
And I'll sit down and talk to them, and it's just like not a whole lot's going on upstairs.
Or
Some-
there's damage, or they.
I feel like sending their parents a letter, like maybe the UFC or the NFL does when they cut people. Being like, you fucking failed. You failed.
Or sometimes what happens though is my experience
Rebel?
is that a lot of girls come from really poor backgrounds. So I knew a girl.
I don't have that experience at all.
Well, I knew a girl who used to. She got found out. She was a trainer, and she also turned tricks on the side. And her boyfriend was also a trainer. And her boyfriend was training a guy, and the guy said, "You see that girl right there?" And he goes, "Yeah." And he goes, "That's one of my girls." He said, "What do you mean?" And he goes, "She costs like $500, and she's the best and all that." And he goes, "Oh, it's my girlfriend." He goes, "What's her name?" And he gives her trick name, and he goes up to the girl and calls her her name, which was something like Bambi or some shit.
Yeah, some bullshit.
And she started crying right there. Anyway, they're actually friends, but that's a tough. But the point, I talked to her about it, and she said her mom used to work in a diner, in a truck stop, and they had no money, but she would always have to travel and go where the work was. At one point, she worked in a slaughter farm, like in a meat processing camp, and she used to take the tips and drop them on the bed in the motel that they would stay in, her and her sister, and they would count out how much they could eat that day.
That's a bummer.
And so when she grew up, she said, "I'm never going to be poor," but she had no education. She was pretty, so she said, "I'm going to train people." And then what happens? Her friend she meets, because she hangs out, at whatever the gym is. Her friend says, "What are you doing? You're making $60 an hour. You can make $600 an hour.
A leg press and jack them off.
You can make
twice as much money.
Yeah, you can make $1,500. You can make $10,000 for 2 nights in Vegas if you have sex with this older doctor."
You know how you do sit-ups? Now think about a dick in your mouth.
There you go. And
Twice as much money.
women as far back as time, good girls, whoever it is, can make that deal. If they have to make $10,000, and you see it a lot with sometimes with mothers who are like, you see it. Women,
Huh?
my kid wants karate lessons and wants to go to camp or go to the school, and I can go to Vegas and have sex with some dude for $10,000. It happens, man.
Guys can't do
happens.
it though, huh? Like
Can't get it up.
Like if what?
I mean, you mean for like having sex with
Huh?
just any old lady or something?
No, well, I'm saying what? Can't get it up. Speak for yourself, my man. I'm saying if someone's like, let's say you and I are like, let's say the show just goes to shit. Fox
Right.
fires us. Everything goes to
Right.
hell. Your acting goes terrible.
Yeah.
No stand up. No one wants you.
Yeah.
I can't fight anymore.
Oh, I can't turn tricks. No, I'm not.
Can you? Do you think you and I can make money doing it?
You could.
Not 10 G's.
No, I mean, I am not going to put a profile with my body at 48. Like, you want it pink, bumpy, and 50
you don't
years
think
old.
So?
I don't think so.
You're the grateful type, though. Like you're gonna get down and do some grunt work.
I'll do some grunt work, but the other problem with men is we got to
could
be
be a 1-2
attracted.
combo.
We kind of got to be attracted to the girl. There are a lot of women that I promise you that I look at and I go, that's not going to happen for me. I'm just not attracted.
I'm such
to
a visual guy.
Yeah.
It'd be an issue. I'd have to be on some supplements.
Of course.
And by supplements, I mean that blue pill.
That's
and then
right.
Even then, I might need some psychedelics to not know where I'm at.
I have another theory. A lot of women who turn tricks, I think, are very sexual. They might be damaged, but I think some of them actually enjoy it.
Oh, for sure.
Get turned on by it.
For sure.
Because I've talked to 2 girls who were like, oh yeah.
Because that show, hopefully they're making another season. If anyone knows, tweet me. That show Gigolos with all those dudes, the Vegas escorts. They're called Cowboys and Angels, I think.
Right.
And I went to their website for whatever reason. And there's about 50 dudes. good-looking dudes.
Oh, yeah.
Really good-looking
Studs.
dudes. And you can order them, whatever. It's like a minimum $500 an hour. But I was thinking about that. I don't know if you and I would make the cut, my man.
You probably would.
Yeah,
You're
maybe.
a big, handsome guy. They're not taking a 48-year-old.
There's some older dudes
Regular
on there,
guys.
though. I'll tell you what, though. You look at the tricks that those guys turn out. It's tough, man.
It's work.
No, I'm not made for the job.
It's work.
It's work.
Yeah.
Legitimate work.
It's legitimate work. And it goes back to that whole situation. What's the long-term thing of what are you doing here?
Or if you're a guy?
Yeah. There's a value system, right? There's a value system. Like a lot of people, they choose two. There are two things that I was listening to this philosopher talk about this. Like people, the age-old thing is like, how do I negotiate work and relationships? Like there's no manual for it, right? And so people will try for status. Like you see a lot of this in Hollywood, where people do whatever they can to get that status. Now it might be get into a position in work where you're dealing with the who's who, make the money so you have access to the same space that the who's who occupies. You see this. But we all know that status and standing a lot of times somehow leaves you wanting. You see it all the time. Otherwise, depressants among the rich wouldn't be, I doubt they'd be that popular. Valium among rich housewives is, the Valium market, I don't know what the share is, but I have a feeling that rich people engage in antidepressants and Valium and weed and whatever it might be to alter their mood
like to
as
party.
much as anybody else.
And they like to party.
Cocaine is also a rich person's drug. I know that might come as a surprise. So status doesn't do it. And then I wonder if relationships are very important, but we look for that sexual love. We look for that sort of ideal love. And when you have
Mr.
kids,
Right.
yeah, and Mrs. Right, when you have kids and the onslaught of everyday life, the details of life come along, and time comes along. There's something else that has to be occurring there. There has to be something else that kind of lasts, and I know that some people, some philosophers would say, well, look, man, status, relationships, those are part of the equation, but there's one more thing, and it might be just get good at something, immerse yourself in great art. Maybe that's where music and great movies and all those things come in. Maybe that's why they're so important for a culture.
Maybe the philosopher's a dork.
Is that what you have to say about that?
Yeah. What about like I was thinking about this the other day. I was in a restaurant after being with all family and everyone, and there's just, this is gonna sound terrible, but there's just a lot of attractive girls.
Yeah.
I was wondering, is there ever gonna be a point where I don't want to
have sex with all of them?
Yes.
Well,
because monogamy in every other species, it does not exist really.
Right.
It's not like I've been balls deep in Big Cat Week on National Geographic.
Yeah.
I mean, they just do work nonstop, like multiple partners.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, it's like,
so
like monogamy is a weird thing.
I'm loving that you're going down this road. It's not like monogamy is like crossing the desert with sand in your mouth, but it's exactly like that. And
with a cactus in your back.
Yeah.
And with a rock hard boner.
I think it's much harder for some guys than other guys. And frankly, if I'm honest, and I hate when guys aren't honest, I think being a dude is like having an itch you can't scratch all the time. If you have,
it depends who you are.
It depends on who you are. But if you're a man and you got testosterone,
yeah. But for some guys, and this just is it is what it is. For some guys, it's like they see a girl. It's like, no, I mean, come on. It's not,
some guys have.
But if I'm Jay Leno, right?
Yeah.
And I'm wearing that denim shirt, which I rock myself. If I'm Jay Leno and I have a garage full of 150 cars, I'm not driving that same Porsche every day.
Well,
because I'm Jay Leno.
Well, there you go. And but some men I see some men may not have an issue when they see a bunch of girls and they're like, I want to have sex with all of them. Some guys have that with food, with booze, everybody has
their vice.
And for me, I have always appreciated female beauty. And here's another thing that I talk about, or maybe I don't talk about enough. A lot of what motivated me as a young man was getting in a position where I was good enough at something
that girls
liked me.
Well,
in a way.
What about at 48 now?
48 is different.
In the suburbs, living in Calabasas.
48 is different, and I still have the same insane desire.
You have more energy and testosterone than I do.
Yeah, so I still am that same guy. I see all those women, and I'm like,
That's the worst I've ever
line them up.
Yeah, you have the worst
Line
I've
them
ever
up.
seen.
Line them up.
He's like,
line them up. I'll do it right now.
God damn it.
Yeah, but the problem is now there are two things I have to deal with. One is I have to be of service to 3 people that are more important than me right now.
True.
My children and their mother. And, oh, by the way, if I get caught,
you lose half your shit and your kids.
It's going to be bad. It's going to be bad.
Half your shit, son.
Yeah. So that puts a little bit of a damper on.
Oh, I get it.
And people are watching everything I do, a little bit.
Yeah, let's relax on that. But yeah.
No, in other words, when you're
not Bradley Cooper.
No, but when you do stand up and there are
everyone's
100 fighter and kid fans,
100%. People are.
You better be careful.
I agree.
Yeah. So back in the day, picking up on a waitress at a comedy club, that shit was, just fun.
Oh, I agree. When they talk about like Wilt Chamberlain knocking down whatever, not knocking down, it's a terrible term, but sleeping with however many women, how many do they say?
Well, listen, man,
something crazy, like hundreds of thousands of women.
10,000 women.
Which is great. There's no cell phones. Girls were snitching on him by pigeon, letters. Yeah. Now, good luck now, Wilt Chamberlain.
Well,
now it's
this.
The guys like, even
this.
Kobe got caught, but there's certain guys who are just magicians with that shit. With
They're
iPhones and shit now.
Yeah. But this as a pro athlete and as a good-looking guy. And I call you Hungry Eyes because I see the kind of female attention you get when you just walk into a room. Now,
I think it's just because I'm big. I don't think I'm that good looking. I think just because I'm big in LA.
You're a big, handsome guy. But
thanks,
I was
man.
looking at, we'll talk about it. I was looking at this new quarterback, Osweiler, who's 6'8" and
6'8".
handsome. And you think about guys who are these just
He's
studs
too
like
big.
Mark Sanchez. Maybe
6'8's too big.
Maybe
6'8". Now you're getting. There's
but
a certain percentage you aren't going to dig that.
Let's take Mark Sanchez. Mark Sanchez walks into a room. I promise you, there isn't a girl. I watched women how they acted around Derek Jeter. I've never seen anything like it.
It's Derek Jeter.
Yeah, but some pro athletes are not just rich and famous. They're really good looking. They're good looking on their own. They can just walk in. Nobody has to know who they are. And
because like Derek Jeter's not. He's not a dime piece without being the greatest Yankee of all time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that puts him in another echelon.
Of course it does.
Mark Sanchez, whether he's the quarterback for the
or a busboy,
or he's
getting laid.
The guy polishing your shoes, he's doing work.
Yeah.
He was dating Eva Longoria. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mark's
exactly.
A beast and a good guy too.
Yeah, and add to that a good guy.
Like look at Tim.
Tim Tebow. Great guy.
Great looking dude.
Good luck competing with Tim Tebow. I'm attracted to Tim Tebow and I'm straight. It's really true. So those are the things that I think a lot of guys don't have those options. And when you're a guy who has a lot of options and a lot of testosterone, and by the way, just likes women.
I like talking to people.
It's fun. Women, but also so much of my bonding with my friends back in the day was over picking up girls.
Yeah.
And the adventure that would happen, right? It's just fun, man. And I think that the biggest difference is, and we live in a society that is unforgiving of any kind of infidelity.
I don't know.
Oh my God!
My boy Bill Clinton's doing all right.
Not really. He got impeached. Got impeached for lying.
I know, but
he's
still with his girl.
Sure, but how many?
She's about to be president.
Sure, but
he's gonna be right back in the White House.
Maybe
that's why I want her to win.
But take a look at what happens to a senator or anybody or
an
actor.
But look at Kobe Bryant. Look at an actor, even an actor.
Yeah, but look what you have to do. Kobe Bryant had to buy her what, a $2.1 million
$1 ring. I'm just
saying.
See, I disagree. I feel like society's pretty forgiving. Like at first, the backlash.
If you repent, then
you post a picture on Instagram like it's all good, dog. We're good.
If you repent, but there's certain actors I don't know if it's public, but I know that there's a famous actor who got caught while his wife is giving birth. He's texting his girl.
Oh no, he got caught. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
he got caught.
The guy from Bones or whatever. Right?
Yeah. He got caught.
Now I'm sure
she divorced him.
I know people who I know. People,
That's not a fun story.
Well, Ben Affleck wasn't Affleck having sex with the nanny?
Yeah, but they still live together. It's all good, baby.
You say it's all good. I would hate to see that household.
Well, but no. They live in such a big compound. They live in this, like, he lives on the West Wing. She lives on the East Wing. But they got divorced,
right?
They got divorced, but they're raising the kids together.
How about Arnold? Arnold's book, apparently, a lot of people said Arnold's book didn't sell well, and certainly not with women, because when they found out he'd banged the nanny.
Well, you can't release that when that news is fresh, hot.
And you can't have a kid with her.
Well,
yeah.
Kid's a cutie pie.
Yeah, of course. But you know what I mean? I think here's what I'm going to say.
I'm just saying, I think society is forgiving because everyone makes mistakes.
Yes.
But it depends how you handle it. If you're a pig, you know what I'm saying? I don't judge a lot of these guys because we don't know what's going on.
I don't judge them either.
Because I've had some buddies who are in tough spots, man. And if they were to do something outside marriage or outside the relationship, I'm like, dude, I get it, man.
But let me even ask you this, and this is how I look at it.
Hey, finally get a relationship.
It's great.
We just kicked this
off. But this is great.
I want to get into Turkey Day. We'll get into it.
Here's my feeling about it, though. Like, so if you slip up, you're married or you have a girlfriend and you slip up, you have sex with some girl. Me
personally?
Or whatever. I'm just saying, like, Ashton Kutcher is in a hot tub and he's married to Demi Moore and some really hot girl wants to bang him and he slips up. Whatever the case. If you look at it in a vacuum, that's a lack of self-control. A lack of self-control, just hear me out. A lack of self-control for us is essentially poor character. So we think of character, we define it as self-control if you think about it. Now, if that's the case, which is what we do, we go, he was weak, you should have been faithful. You should have been strong and faithful. That's the thing. Now, you could extrapolate that and say, that guy's really fat. And he has a lot of trouble managing his biology because he eats too much. We are more forgiving of certain people who lack certain self-control.
You know why? Because that fat guy we can all relate to. Listen, man, I'll turn if I'm depressed or I'm having a rough day.
We can't all relate to it.
A lot of people can. More people can relate to that. Just hear me out.
Yeah.
More people can relate to having an eating. It's not. It would be a disorder. Right. Listen, when I'm stressed out or depressed, I turn to food 100%, man. Now, most people can't relate to Ashton Kutcher or a handsome guy in a hot tub surrounded by 6 dime pieces and cheating because they've never been there.
But a lot of guys can imagine. And a lot of guys can look at that girl and go.
They can't relate to
A lot of guys can look at that girl and go. Yeah. When you get them alone, they're like, yeah.
Yeah, but in general, a lot of society, some guys do. Like some guys are like, oh, that's ridiculous. It's like, dude, you've never been in a hot tub after a movie premiere, and there's 6 playmates around your hot tub.
Thank you.
All trying to attack your dick like Kobayashi at an eating contest. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. And that's what I'm saying.
And so people are like, how dare he? But you can relate to the guy who, whatever. Who's eating disorder or maybe he's turning to drugs. We'll forgive drugs, certain stuff.
Gambling, drugs.
Okay, how is drugs any different than, women?
And
women
you know what people will say? What people will say, and I have an argument to this too. People will say, yeah, if you eat a lot, you're hurting yourself. When you cheat, you're hurting somebody else. But
nope.
Exactly,
that's not
because
true.
When you're eating a lot, you're endangering your health. If you have children, your life is going to be. You're not going to be setting the example. I'm being devil's advocate. You're not going to be setting an example. You might die early. You're putting your health at risk. So in a way, you're depriving your children of a good example.
And also that marriage that you joined into, she married Billy Bob when he was a dime piece at 6 foot. 185 pounds in good shape. Yes. Now, when you get married and you think you're comfortable and you let yourself go and you blow up to 300 pounds, that's not fair to the wife.
So
now you're hurting
and
her.
vice versa.
I see
a lot of women who
they give up.
They give up that you're married to this man.
They get that ring and go, poof,
yeah,
like a puffer fish. Just fuck it. Just fuck it,
dude.
Man.
That's the best way to put it. You got that ring, you got that house, you have this man, and you puffer fish. You become a puffer fish.
That's always upset.
And he feels disrespected. He feels like. Like I married that really hot girl I met and who I dated and we had sex 3 times a day. Now you're a puffer fish.
And
you
here
don't have the energy.
Here comes a hot ass sea snail that's grateful.
She's a sea snail?
Sea snail.
Yeah.
Just scoping down the bottom, looking at this dick. And I'm used to this fat puffer fish. I'm going to attack that sea snail. These are horrible references.
These are very good metaphors. These are metaphors. And I'm
not mad at them?
I'm not mad at them. I wouldn't want to fuck a sea snail, but I'm liking where you're going. Saying. You've turned it into a cartoon. You've turned it into a children's cartoon. Yeah, it's a little bit of genius.
Children's books by Fighting the Kid.
You've turned infidelity into a children's cartoon, and I'm loving it.
Puffer fish.
It's maybe the greatest. This is one of my favorite examples of all time.
This is terrible.
All of a sudden, you know what? You wanted a goldfish. And all of a sudden, you got this spiny pufferfish because she's heavy. She's in a bad mood. She doesn't like herself. She doesn't want to see herself naked. She doesn't have sex with the lights on anymore. She's like, I have rolls. It's gross. I'm gross. She's mad at herself, so she's mad at you. She might even be mad at you because you didn't stand up to her and you didn't speak her mind. See, my wife and I had a great conversation. I said, listen.
Recently?
we've always had these conversations. I go, look, man, this is a verb. This relationship is a verb. I am not like regular dudes. I am not somebody who is like, I'm married forever and that's how it is and I'm subservient to you. Nah, I'm a fucking nightmare. I feel like I have a lot of testosterone. I try hard to be a good guy, and guess what? It's fucking hard,
day.
bro.
It's a struggle every day.
So here's how we're gonna do. I'm gonna try to look as attractive to you as possible, and I'm gonna try to make you happy in the way I can.
Same.
You got to do the same.
There's a lot of sea snails that
you
think Bryan
meet
Callen's
me,
very handsome.
Meet me half fucking way.
You better, man.
Yeah. And let's be forgiving of each other and everything else. But this thing where, where you get into this thing and, marriage is sacred. Marriage is sacred. And my wife is a pufferfish. Now I'm a pufferfish.
Two pufferfish don't make it right.
We stop having sex and it's been a year. Fuck you. And fuck that marriage. And fuck anybody who says, it's sacred. How dare you? Go fuck yourself. Now, you know what? Walk if you're unhappy.
I agree.
Walk. The kids will figure it out. You're setting a bad example. God, you got me going now.
Sorry, man.
You got me going
because
I deal with this and think about this because I've written.
Do you?
I've tried to write TV shows where the character, the male character, is an honest human being. He's a guy, and I said, what if he's cheating? What if he's having an affair? And the people who you write with, the producers, will immediately say, nah. No, you can't do that.
That's unrealistic. I was listening to a podcast. I think it was Big Thinking or Think Big. I forget which one it is, but they had a relationship expert on there, and they said that 100% every person has thought of having sexual thoughts with another person, whether they're married or whatever.
I hope so.
It's just no, it's 100% natural. Everyone has those thoughts. So for us to be like, no, that's not true. You only have eyes for her. Fuck off. I can't relate to that. I cannot relate to that.
You and I both can't. I think you're lying to me, and it bothers me.
No, you're honey dicking us.
Yeah.
You're bullshitting us. I can smell it a mile away.
That's right.
I'm not going to watch that show. That's why I don't watch any of those shows, ABC, NBC, CBS. I'll check out the Goldbergs, but that's about it.
I think we live in a world now that's hostile to men. I think we live in a world in a lot of ways.
Especially
if
you're alpha.
I think it's
luck,
hostile to men. My nephew is a stud, and he's a football player, and he goes to a very liberal college, and he's labeled, you're so gender, or like you're so typically hetero. And he's just a dude. He's just a kid, man. He's just a guy who likes football and likes things guys like. And
sounds like he needs to join a frat maybe and get with some other.
Well, he's at his football group, and it's all good. He's loving it. He's loving it.
Yeah.
And he's also really smart, and he gets
super
4.0. But the point is that he's a fair-minded kid, but I think that I truly believe that we live in a society now that gives no quarter to an alpha, and certainly no quarter to a man who likes to be a man. You're made to feel kind of guilty. Look at all the TV shows. Like a lot of the TV shows are written, and the guys aren't allowed to be really guys, man. God forbid you see a guy who's with a girl in a sitcom and he actually checks out another girl.
I'll tell you last show to do that. Married with Children. Al Bundy did the damn thing.
Yeah,
he was always checking.
But look at Al Bundy. He had to be this big kind of dumb guy who's gruff.
Worked at a woman's shoe store. I used to love that show.
Great show.
Al Bundy.
Great show.
Son Bud.
Al Bundy is a black belt in
Modern
jiu-jitsu.
Family. No, he trains at Torrance Academy. I see him all the time. Yeah, he's always out there.
Ed O'Neill.
Helio or Horion.
Ed O'Neill, that's his
Ed O'Neill.
Good guy.
Yeah,
really good guy.
Destroying it now on Modern Family.
Yeah, killing.
How about that?
Never stopped.
How about speaking like I don't know what it is, man. Like holidays, this long holiday break might be my nightmare. Long holiday breaks, I will freak out, man.
Yeah.
I you know what I was doing? You know what I did this entire holiday break? I worked out twice a day.
Yeah.
I worked out twice a day. I was emailing people. And when people go, hey, bro, it's a holiday, man. I'm out. All right. Drives me fucking nuts.
You and I don't do well.
Man.
You and I don't do well.
I hate it.
With idle
time.
It's
a super long break. They don't work they do not work for me.
I'm ashamed to say that I was taking a nap. I was tired. And it's been a really busy 20 days before this. And then I had Thanksgiving off, but then I had 2 shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday. But also during the day, I play with my kids. I'm doing all this stuff with my kids.
You gotta be present.
And I wanted a 10-minute nap, and I was supposed to go sledding with the kids, but I hit a wall, and I just want to lie down for 10 minutes. And my wife was like, was just in the mood, and she expected me to be ready because she had the kids ready. And I go, give me 10 minutes. And she goes, all right, well, forget it then. And so I didn't set a very good example. I lost my shit in front of everybody, including my in-laws. I'm like, all Awesome. I don't need a nap. I'm a 100% fine. I'm fine. I'm shouting like that. I can't wait to not sleep.
In front of your kids?
Oh, my daughter was like, Daddy, why are you shouting? I was appalling.
Were you embarrassed?
I was so embarrassed because I was shouting at the ceiling, going,
your kids,
I'm awesome.
You know
Let's
your kids
go.
downloading this data.
They were freaking out. They're like, why is Daddy yelling at the ceiling? I got in some trouble for that. I had to make serious amends.
So.
Everybody in my family turned on me.
Really?
Yeah. They were like, you're too irritable during the holidays, and you need sleep, and if you don't, suck it up. I just
like to do
I
work,
fuck things
man.
up.
And you know what? The other thing that made it worse, we have such a big week, so we start shooting Fire and the Kid 3D. We're busting out 4 episodes, and we're working Tuesday through Saturday, 5 a.m. to 6 p.m. every day to knock these things out. And this is just 4 of the 12.
Yeah.
So I think because of this anticipation, then we have to figure out how to shoot 2 podcasts during the week.
Yeah.
But this is what we signed up for, and this is what I love. It's like when I was around family for Thanksgiving, and so I did a fight campaign with Rogan, Eddie Bravo, and Ben Saunders at 5 a.m. on a Saturday morning. So I had to get up at 4 a.m. to make it there, 4 a.m. And they all thought I was crazy to do that, like literally crazy. Dude, I was so excited for it, I could barely sleep. I love those fight companions. Yeah. I woke up 4 a.m., no problem, 0 problem.
What do you think of the
you want
fights?
me to sit there and have small talk over bullshit that we're just there to talk? I'll tell you what, man. I wanted to jump off my balcony and do a somersault and fucking just run into the ocean.
Do you like a post-Thanksgiving humor? Do you eat a lot of turkey? I'll tell you what, man. Don't poke me with a pin. A turkey will fly out of my belly.
That's the worst. How about this? Oh, man, that turkey make you drowsy, huh? What's it called? Tryptophan. Yeah, tryptophan in it. Yeah, very good.
Got a whole bunch of tryptophan in that turkey, boy. But I'll tell you what, it's worth it. I didn't move from the couch.
I had another guy go, oh, my God. So someone listen to the podcast. You know, we have some kind of different talks on here. So I think so everyone tries to be funny around me now. Everyone tries to be real funny around me, which, you know, you're used to. So everyone tries to be funny. But now this guy goes, I have an interesting topic for you that you should do on your show. Okay. This is why I work out so much, because I want to be gone while they're doing shit. I just want to be gone. I don't want to be there. And then I want to be on my phone working. So I leave to the gym. I'm there for probably 2.5 hours, 3 hours. I put on Metallica, do work. Then I'm on my phone doing work. So he goes, you know what's weird to think about? I go, what, man? He goes, why people are different colors. What do you mean? He goes, like, why are white people white? Why are Africans black? Why are Mexicans dark skinned? Why are there different color skins?
Okay. There are genetic answers for that.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
But I'm not a geneticist or an anthropologist. And also, we all know anyway.
Nah, we kind of know, don't
fine.
we? It's
fine. Hey, it's fine. Go
fine.
like this. Hey, it's fine.
Oh,
Let me ask you this, though. You're a young man. You're an ambitious man. You work hard. You always have. You ever think that maybe you don't smell the roses? Yeah. You ever think does it take you out of the moment?
I would say if you did a poll of my entire family, including my girlfriend, they would say, what's the worst thing about Brendan? He'd say he's never present or he's never happy unless he's at work.
Very common for type A personalities. And it's what
So
brings home the goodies. It's what brings home the goodies. But I do think that sometimes when you have children, you're going to see.
Dude, I'm hoping. Dude,
not unless you work at it.
I'm praying to God my kid chills me out.
Take it from a guy who's like you, my friend, and just a little further down the road.
But you have a tough time focusing on one task at a hand.
Yeah.
You're like, you have ADD. We know this. It's, it's whatever.
100%.
You have I don't have ADD.
No, you don't.
But
you're so
focused
focused on what you do, but you just have to make sure that, it'll be your challenge, because there are times when you have to stop, you have to look, you have to listen to your family, you have to enjoy the meal somebody made for you. You got to taste the food. And if you don't, you're probably, a lot of people much smarter than I would say, you're probably missing out on what it really means. Because success is also one of those things that you're never going to get to in a sick way. You're never going to get there. In other words, I know I'm pretty successful, and I have friends that are more successful. And the funny conversations I've had with people is they go, what now?
But there's check marks, you know what I'm saying? As long as you're moving in the right direction, there's check marks, I feel better. As long as you're not going backwards.
100%. I'm just saying that when you will get to a point where you've checked all the marks, and now it's just a
Hopefully.
question of more
Hopefully.
of the same. It's a bigger check. It's a bigger box.
Good problem to have.
It is, and I agree with you, and I've lived my life that way. But I have paid a price also for not being very present.
How about Kloppy was in town, and I took them to Scopa, and I really didn't eat all day, and like I said, I worked out twice. This is Friday.
Got involved.
I got so involved.
Yeah.
Like I ordered, like I didn't
You get that steak tartare?
Come on,
Come
my
on, man.
favorite meal in the world.
Yeah.
Steak tartare,
Little
from
raw
Scopa.
beef. Sounds crazy. Go to
slap
Scopa
your
and try
dick in
that.
the dirt. That
Yeah.
shit is so good.
With that toast that comes with it?
What the fuck are we doing?
Stop it.
So I get a nice glass of white wine.
Damn right you do.
You're damn right I do.
Fiano d'Avellino.
Yeah, bro.
Thank you. That's
So you know how I do.
Italian lunch wine. Keep going.
bro. So
Clean and crisp. Keep
Klopp's
going.
huge, and then his baby's there, his girl's there, and we're all there. There's 4 of us, and so I ordered all the apps like we usually do.
Damn right.
Well, no one else was really hungry. I didn't pay attention. I ate everything. 2 loaves of bread, and then the main course comes. They're like, "Oh, you want to try mine?" I eat mine. I eat half of theirs. Then dessert. I don't order dessert. They send dessert over. They send all the desserts.
Damn
over.
right they do.
Right? They know how they do.
Marco's our boy.
Marco's our boy, right? Marco and Pablo, right?
Yeah, Marco and Pablo.
Yeah. So they send all the dessert, coffee. They serve caveman coffee there. So I'm balls deep in
They
that.
got caveman coffee.
Yeah, I
there.
have caveman coffee
Love
there
it.
now. It's
Tastes
only
Fletcher.
getting better. So I have 4 coffees, 3 to 4 coffees. I have the dessert. I don't notice no one's eating but me, man. They're talking. I'm eating. I get home. I can feel the food's up the hair. I'm like, damn, I don't.
It's in your chin. You're like a blue whale.
It's literally
just
up
full
the
of
hair.
krill.
I'm like, damn, I don't feel good at all. I walk in the door and I'm like, oh shit, it's go time. I fucking book it up the stairs. I throw up.
Really?
Like a 16-year-old girl with fucking bulimia.
You threw up?
Oh my God. Bro,
You ate that much.
I've never ate that much. I didn't notice. I think I was so stressed out from the holidays and all the work we had coming up. I was just talking, eating.
You had a panic attack. You had a panic attack
had a
on
panic
food.
attack.
A slow burn.
As soon as I walked in the door, it was like, and
you threw it
I
up.
fucking took up everything.
That must have looked not good.
I felt great after that, though.
Gee whiz.
I get why girls do it. I felt
Your
great.
body was like, hey, don't become a bulimic. That's a serious
No,
issue.
dude, I didn't ask for it.
Uh-huh.
Believe me, I wanted to keep that nice food down.
Yeah.
It was not cheap.
Yeah.
But fucking, it went. We're talking full-blown
How long was
exorcist
it,
style.
How long was it in your belly? Did you get any nutritional value out of it?
I doubt it. Maybe 45 minutes. I'm thankful for it now. Because I have
Yeah.
to have I'm butt naked on Thursday shooting these episodes.
Oh, that's right. I gotta start doing some push-ups. I gotta work my chest.
I may or may not have tanned.
You fucker. I'm gonna look so white.
I may or may not have went tanning yesterday. Hey, and my cheeks are burnt.
You
Hey, have you?
You
When's the
vain
last time you went to
motherfucker.
tan? Yeah, right. When's the last time you went to tan salon?
gonna go today. I don't feel like being super white.
When's the
next
last
to
time you went?
God.
Kay, when's the last time you went?
I went once.
look tan,
I've gone
though.
once in my life.
Kay has a brown glow all the time.
I'm always outside.
I went once because I
me
was going
too.
on vacation and I had to get a base. They told me.
Dude, for whatever I've been going football career. I'd go before pro day, all those tests. UFC, I'd go.
Yeah.
The week of the fight. You don't want to be white as fuck.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, anytime I ever went to one, the girls it's always a girl that work at the front. You would think they're working at NASA the way they treat people. They just think they are the shit.
Yeah, because they're
every
experts,
time.
They're experts on the
They act
pod.
like you're doing them a favor. It's so weird to me. Everyone I ever go to, all of them have a serious attitude.
Yeah.
All of them. What do you want? Trying to tan, bitch. Why else would I be here?
What do you
Why
want?
else would I be here?
Yeah,
It's so weird to me.
yeah. Maybe the sun, maybe the rays, because they look prune. They look like
They
young prunes.
look like fucking Weekend at Bernie's orange.
Yeah, you get some real orange people in there.
Some shit orange.
Maybe I'll go and tan before Naked and Afraid.
Be funny. Or it'd be funnier if you got a spray tan.
I've
be
done
like,
that I
do
did that for a
orange.
TV show.
I'm sure. You should
And
do it for this.
It's crazy. You have to keep your hands and your feet covered because otherwise.
When's the last time you went?
I did it for a TV show
Years
10 years ago.
Oh,
yeah.
no. There's new shit now.
Really?
They do it by hand, spray paint.
Really?
I
Yeah.
don't do the bed.
Oh, you don't do beds?
And it works, huh?
It goes to my house.
How much is that?
Like $50.
$50? And how
How long
does
does it last?
Like a week if you don't exfoliate or do anything.
But you can kind of tell, I feel like around here, it'll be like super
they'll,
orange.
Rub it out. Like,
Dude,
You're just butt naked? They do everything?
yeah.
Maybe I'll
Really?
do that.
You can wear a bathing suit, but I just go naked because I don't want
You do butt naked, and she's all up on it. Is she like, can you spread them cheeks?
Yeah, she like gets all up in there.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
So you're bent over, just like
Yeah,
spray
you have
that.
to bend over to get like underneath the cheek.
Damn. She's like, you want that asshole darker or brighter than the rest? Let's go 2 shades darker. You usually all right.
I want mine super white.
Hey, is there a way you can make my shaft just purple? Yeah, I guess.
I want it purple black.
Set it to purple, Jamie.
Purple black.
Set it to purple. You mean like an eggplant? Exactly like an eggplant.
My girlfriend, my old girlfriend, had sex with a famous black football player, and you'd know him right away. And she wanted to make me jealous because she was really mad at me. And she said, she called me up and she goes, I just want you to know I'm following what such and such home. And I was like, all right, cool. And she goes, and I can't wait to sit on his huge purple dick. And I said, so you've been there before? And she goes, yes, I have. And it's huge and it's purple and it turns me on. Fuck you. And she hung up on me. And I was like, well, there it is, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, for her to take the time and call you is a little weird.
Still hung up on the kid.
Hung up on the kid.
Yep.
Did
That
you?
giant purple dick didn't get you. Didn't get me out of your mind.
Nah.
Good luck. I'm
Still
just
thinking
too
about the
fun.
kid.
I'm too fun.
Too fun. Minus the purple dick.
I was 33. I remember that. very well.
Did you get a chance to watch any of the fights this weekend?
I
so
did.
There's big ones. There's Klitschko, Fury.
Yeah.
And then there was the UFC in Korea.
I didn't see the UFC. I watched some of the Klitschko fight with Fury. And can you, because he's so good, but was it just that Fury's that much? Klitschko didn't look like himself.
I think Father Time caught up with Klitschko.
Yeah.
I think the size of Tyson Fury gave him some issues.
Big boy.
He's listed at 6'8". Max Kellerman and Letterman said he was actually about 6'7".
My Lord.
After they took
Like
him
that
in.
makes a difference.
No, it does kind of because
Yeah.
Klitschko's every bit of 6'6", so 6'7", 6'6",
Sure.
are huge. But I think it's the first time he fought a guy that big and who could move. His movement was insane.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think Tyson Fury's that good. I think the English fellow Joshua beats the brakes out of both of them right now.
Really?
And he's young. I think he could beat both of them. I think Father Time caught up to Klitschko. I was like, what the fuck is he doing?
He's been boxing
It
for
would-
20
He's
years.
39.
Yeah.
Yeah, Father Time's going to catch up.
Yeah.
39 at that level.
Easy, he's been boxing 20
I don't know
years.
if Tyson's that good. You know what I'm saying? He was more active, but it wasn't, I don't know. I think Deontay Wilder could give Tyson Fury some issues.
I want to watch Deontay Wilder.
Joshua?
I mean, yeah. I wanna
Deontay
see
Wilder
that.
versus Joshua is my number one fight.
Yeah, that's a fight.
I think
What do you think?
I think both those. I think Joshua beats all these guys.
Really?
That's how good this kid is.
Damn.
Wait till you see this guy.
I've seen him.
He's a fucking freak.
Yeah.
And I mentioned him on the Fight Companion, and people are like, it's about time people mention Joshua. I'm telling you, get on this fucking gravy train, man. This UK kid's a beast in his charisma. He looks better than any heavyweight I've
moves
seen.
so well.
He looks better than any heavyweight I've seen in a long time,
Yeah.
physically.
Yeah.
Like, he's, good looking dude, man.
Yeah.
We can market that.
Yep.
For
Yep.
sure, brands need to jump on him. I went to his Instagram the other day. I think that Under Armour might be working with him, but if no one is, they need to jump on this fucking monster before this train gets going. But like I said, I just think Father Time caught up with him.
Yeah.
Klitschko's been dealing with some stuff with his camp. He had that torn calf. When stuff starts to tear and shit, that's when it's like, oh, it's tough.
Yeah, it's time.
That torn calf. His wife, Hayden Panettiere, gave birth to their child. And she had post pregnancy.
Traumatic. She had postpartum depression.
Yeah.
Postpartum
So
depression.
I'm sure that takes a toll on you a little bit.
Yeah.
If they're active with the child, if not, it was a nanny thing. But either way, it's a lot of stress going on with
Hell
him.
yeah.
I just think it was the perfect storm for him. I don't see him doing much. Sucks to see, right?
Yeah.
But you won't know until you lose.
It's the end sometimes. I mean, you don't reign. It's like Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning has been in many ways, along with Tom Brady, the greatest quarterback ever. And it's just maybe this is the last year, even though he wants another year.
Yeah. Well, with Klitschko, it's like Klitschko is one of my favorite boxers of all time. I think he's fabulous. But for the sport of boxing, same, and you know me, I'm a Mayweather
Yeah.
fan, fight-wise, not outside the
No, I
octagon.
understand.
Not outside the ring. I think he's a piece of shit. Inside the ring, he's amazing. He's
Yep.
one of my favorites. So is Klitschko. Is the sport better without both of them? Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. The matchups are more better. I think if you look at the heavyweight division, we're going to start seeing more knockouts. We're going to start seeing more exciting fights.
Yes.
You can
Wars.
sell Tyson Fury and this Joshua cat, Deontay Wilder. There's all these heavyweights coming out now, man. And then you look at
Because Klitschko fought so conservatively. It was like that
he
jab.
didn't lose in 10 years.
Yeah.
And he fought very conservative.
Yeah. Yeah, it was
You know,
never
he fought-
exciting.
he
It
fought-
was never exciting. It
He
was
fought
always
a lot, safe, and he fought guys we didn't know.
technical. And
I think because he had so much riding on it, and he comes from this, amateur boxing background. A lot of it had to do with his boring tactics. But I think with these younger kids, man, they know what sells. This Joshua Cat knows what sells.
Yeah.
Deontay Wilder knows
you
what
want
sells.
you want a little fire. You want a little flamboyance in your fighter.
I like to see some
rivalries.
Of the guys.
You want John
loss, come
back and forth.
Yeah, man.
We love seeing that stuff.
Did you see Tyson Fury after he won get on the mic and sing?
No.
Bro, fucking Lennox Lewis fucked up because you should never do this as an announcer. He let him hold the mic. And he goes, "This is for all my countrymen. This is for my wife." Points her out and goes, "I don't want to close my eyes. I don't want to fall asleep because I miss you, babe. And I don't want to miss a thing." He's dead serious, sings the whole song.
Come on.
While the entire crowd's waiting.
Come on.
And the entire crowd's German.
I'm a little embarrassed right now.
It wasn't bad, though.
What?
It was
His
awkward.
voice was good?
Hey, it was awkward as fuck.
That's awkward, but
It wasn't terrible.
Not bad.
It wasn't a point where like, oh my God, take the mic from
what
this
does
guy.
Lennox Lewis do at that point?
I don't know. He could obviously beat him up. I think Lennox Lewis would beat him up. But you've never seen a post-fight speech ever like this because no one would ever give the guy the mic.
Yeah.
Lennox Lewis is new and gave him the mic. I'm talking. He goes, "Oh, he's crying. It's a dream come true. I visioned this. Blah blah blah." No, this one's from my wife.
Oh boy!
And then
No,
he
you
goes
can't
like this.
sing.
He goes, "I don't want to close my eyes." He's dead fucking serious.
I'm embarrassed, man. You got to make that funny.
People were hating on him. I was happy about it.
Yeah.
It made my night. I was like, "This is fucking dope. This is dope." His wife was crying.
Oh no!
It was dope.
By the way,
Everyone else hated it. It was dope.
not only can he kick ass, but he can sing.
Well, let's not get crazy.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's giving the guy a record
Don't
contract.
want to close my eyes.
Wait till you see it.
I'm gonna watch it, but I'm already
I'll show it to you
embarrassed.
after
I
this.
just got a little embarrassed.
He did it in front of millions of people. Take some balls.
Of course it does.
I think that won him some fans, though. 'Cause
Probably.
You're like, what the fuck is this guy doing? No one else
The
has ever
Brits
done it.
love to sing. Like when you go to sporting events with the Brits, the entire place breaks out into song, and they're
yeah.
good, and they go.
Soccer and football.
Oh, and they have songs, and they and,
Oh, yeah.
and
Each
they,
team
they
has their own
harmonize.
course,
And,
yeah.
Oh, it's amazing.
They so he's I think Irish descent, gypsy, but was born and raised in Manchester.
Wow, Manchester's a rough industrial town. That's a rough part of the
I was
UK.
thinking, with him being so big, well, obviously it's paid off because he's making millions boxing. But how's a guy that size not get into basketball with that footwork?
I don't know. I mean,
interesting, right?
Because
Growing
Manchester,
up with-
because
you know,
being
you know-
a tough guy in Manchester, it makes you the king.
Well, guess
that's status.
Guess what? Guess who he's named after?
Who?
Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson. There you go.
Tyson Fury.
There you go.
His parents named Tyson because they wanted to be a fighter, gypsy.
There you go.
That's what you get a world champ when you're 6'8".
Yeah. Manchester.
He's entertaining,
I've never
though,
been
man.
to Manchester, but I have heard and spoken to plenty of people from the north of England. Well, they talk like that, from Manchester.
Wayne McCall
You
last
can.
night.
He told me. He texted me.
Oh, nice.
I love Wayne. Wayne McCall is one of the great men.
One of the great.
I
men.
love that guy. I love Wayne McCulloch. I love him.
Now the UFC, the fight companion, it was fun. We were so busy just talking about nonsense. I was talking about how we get fucking Al Roker in Mexico gets this dime piece of a girl. I don't know if you ever seen her name's. I think Garcia. Oh, she's ridiculous. She's their weather girl, and we get shitty Al Roker. We were talking about that, and it was like the 5th round of the Henson Masvidal fight,
Yeah.
so we missed a lot of it. But they were good fights.
How
man.
did Benson Henderson do?
It was a close fight, man. It was a tough fight. He won though, split decision.
Benson Henderson is so tough.
It's gonna be interesting because it's the last fight on his UFC contract.
So now
he's
what?
a free agent.
What do you think? Go to Bellator?
No.
Stay at the UFC and work it out?
Yeah, because for your legacy, man, let's say he goes over to Bellator and becomes champion there. He's been a multi-time world champion in the
Let me
UFC.
ask you a difficult question.
I don't know how much money he's making with the UFC, but I would take less money to stay with the UFC, as shitty as that sounds. So even that's tough, man, because you're wearing these shitty Reebok kits, but you're just not getting notoriety in Bellator.
That's true. What do you think, though, about him? What are his chances? I mean, stays at 70 and fights.
I think they're good.
Yeah.
Think about it. He beat Thatch, who's a huge 70. There's
Yep.
not many 70s bigger than
It's true.
Thatch. Did work on. Wasn't even
Yeah.
close.
But then there's Carlos Condit, who's a very different animal.
Kind of similar.
But I'd love
Very
to,
similar.
I think he and Robbie Lawler
It's a
He and
phenomenal
Johnny
fight.
Hendricks. I mean, he's right there with those
I
guys.
think they need to do Ben Henderson, Johnny Hendricks.
That'd be a great fight.
Amazing fight.
Yeah.
Ben's just as good as any of those
No
guys.
doubt. No doubt. No doubt.
And he's been champion multiple times. Oh, and he's fought some of the very best in the world
Yes.
and beat them.
Yes.
Ben is amazing.
Yeah, he is. So
I hope it works out for him.
So he could. He's easily. What a field. The 70. Don't.
70's the best.
I mean, come on. Yeah, he's just got these Rory McDonald, Benson Henderson now, Johnny Hendricks, Carlos Condit, Robbie Lawler.
I think that's the worst matchup for Ben. Roy McDonald. A
Because
guy,
Rory's long.
his wrestling's really good. He's long. He'll use a jab. He can ride it out with a good jab.
Yeah.
That's a tough fight for Ben.
Yeah.
He's really long and controlled. Like Ben likes to mix it up, getting these transitions.
I wonder.
I love Ben versus Carlos. I love Ben versus Johnny Hendricks. Ben versus Woodley. What?
Oh my God, I forgot about Woodley. I wonder what happens. I wonder what that fight with Lawler did to Rory McDonald in terms of just his mindset, his physical body.
You know what he did? This is how much of a badass he called out Hector Lombard. Once Hector Lombard off of his suspension.
Holy shit, that's Rory McDonald. he's such a badass.
I'll tell you what, if ever you're gonna fight Hector Lombard, now's the time with this new drug testing.
What are you trying to say?
Well, no, I'm not saying anything.
I know.
He tests positive.
Yeah.
I'm not saying anything.
Yeah.
He tests positive. It is what it is, and now there's a strict drug testing.
By the way,
now's the time to get him.
Forgot about Hector Lombard, who I feel is just. I mean, he's right up there with all those guys, and maybe a champion waiting to happen.
This new drug testing's tough on him.
Yeah,
very tough on him.
it is.
Yeah.
You don't
for
think,
a couple guys. I think we're gonna see a good amount of guys that they're not the same.
That's interesting.
You're gonna start seeing.
I believe that. I mean, one thing we know: steroids make you stronger, more explosive. Blood doping.
A lot of guys can't fight without
longer.
The mental edge for a lot of these guys.
Not only the mental edge, but when you've been on testosterone for a long time or whatever, it can fuck with your endocrine system. Then all of a sudden your testosterone plunges.
Well, think about fight. Let's say you're fighting with this crazy tool, and then someone goes, "Oh, give me that." That's like a race car driver having a turbo engine no one else has, and he's winning all this shit, and they go, "Bro, we got to take that turbo from you." Now you got to join the regular class.
Now you're talking about,
and you're like, "Fuck."
Yeah. Now you're not just talking about a mental thing, but there is a physical difference.
Oh
right?
yeah, night and day.
Ooh,
it's going to
be very interesting to see.
December's the busiest time of the UFC I've ever seen.
Well, I mean, listen, I'm going to be on stage. This is what kills me. I'm going to be on stage at the West Palm Beach Improv when, I don't know. Let's go through the fight card. A guy named Conor McGregor's fighting Jose Aldo.
We'll break that down as we get closer to it.
Yeah,
we got
Luke
Rockhold, Weidman, Hector Lombard, or not Hector Lombard.
Yoel Romero fighting Jacare.
You got Gunnar Nelson, Damian Maia.
Oh my God! Really? Oh my God!
Uriah Faber's on that card.
Uriah Faber's fighting?
Yeah, he's on the undercard on that.
I didn't know that.
There you go.
Who is he fighting?
I forget. He's on the undercard though.
So you're talking in many ways. Maybe
Joe said the
greatest.
Joe said the greatest card of all time. I said UFC 100 was bigger, and then he goes, "Well, maybe the greatest card since 100." I said that's fair. I can see an argument for both. Now, UFC 100 the fights were great. So if this UFC, I forget what number it is. If this UFC, all the fights are epic, then it's the best card of all fucking time.
Yes, I would agree.
The card's never been so stacked. Now, there's so many fights in December. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of numbers it draws in. Because you also got Don Cerrone versus Dos Anjos in Orlando. And then on that card, you also have Overeem versus
when is Cerrone Dos Anjos?
End of December.
Oh.
That's the Fox card.
I just texted Donald last night. I was thinking about him. I go, "How you doing?" He goes, "Great, like a wolf among sheep." Mm-hmm. I was like, "Good man."
Very interesting, Brian. Yeah, I mean, he has a huge fight. Tough fight. Thanks
for putting me down for telling you that. Do you ever get
that was a terrible text.
Do you ever notice how women will like text you stuff that doesn't really matter that much?
Well, like the text you just told me about. I was like, "Hey, Donald, how you doing?" He was like, "Great, man. How's your day?" And I was like, "Fantastic."
I don't really
So
like
that's what Donald
right
said.
now, but I like this stuff. I just get this. I've been on the phone with the DMV for 45 minutes trying to make an appointment, and they fucking disconnected me. And I can't figure out how to do it online either. So I have to drive there and try. So fucking annoying. Like, she just sends me that. I don't say anything. Okay, have an appointment for Friday. Going to get my car serviced at Toyota now. Watch. I have another fucking nail on my goddamn tire. Did you leave boots in Park City?
Hey, you know the only thing worse when someone sends you a horrible text, you reading it to us. That would be the only thing worse.
Hey, dude, I'm just trying to.
I'm just
engage
saying.
in something
Now
funny.
we're shitty,
but thanks
too.
for killing the bit.
Well, it's tough, man.
I was going to say something funny about it. But I don't know comedy. But thank you so much for stopping me in the middle of my bit.
I'm not
That's
stopping
awesome.
you.
No, you know what? Good. I'm glad because I was going to go into a bit, but you know what? Now the audience doesn't get to hear it, and it was really funny.
give
but
it
I'm
to
not
us.
funny.
No, give it to
No,
us.
you know what your punishment is, fuckface?
You're not going to finish?
That's right.
Fuck.
For spite, I am now.
Now you're out?
That's 3 fucking disses you've done to me. And
What was the other one?
Now you
the
get
Donald
nothing.
text?
That and the one way before when I was trying to go into an issue about
Oh, the philosopher?
philosophy, and you're like, yeah, that guy's a dork. Oh, is he?
Well, you were gonna go on this
I was going to
rant.
go on to something funny as well, but that's good. Thank you for stopping.
You were not going to funny with the
Thank
philosopher.
you for sure was. And was going to go into a point that could have led to another point, but thank you for stopping.
Well, you
the
know what?
conversation.
You know what it sounds like?
What,
It sounds like
man?
you're a little
I
prickly.
just haven't been sleeping very well.
I know. It sounds like you're a little prickly.
I guess you know what? Maybe I'm sorry for the lashing out. I just
all right,
haven't been
man.
sleeping, dude.
I know. I think if you slept
Yeah,
more,
but what do I
you'd
do?
you'd
You know,
feel better.
I know, but the problem is I sleep in tinfoil and it doesn't feel good.
Tinfoil?
It makes so much noise. I sleep in it for discipline and it just makes a lot of noise.
Well, what if I told you could share the bed sheets that former presidents of the United States sleep in?
I would tell you that I don't have $1 million and I'm not a president or a world leader. So I tell you, stop teasing me because I happen to know that he sleeps in sheets that are every bit as soft as real clouds.
You're right.
In fact, they think they're made of clouds, but they're not, but they think they are.
Can I have a little company called Bowl and Branch? Send you some sheets so you're not so prickly these
Come
days?
on, man. Now you're just teasing me because I know about Bowl and Branch. Are you talking about that company that basically
Dude, listen, man. They cut out the middleman, the department store, see ya.
Yeah, but-
which, by the
wait.
way, mark it up to 800%, so you don't have to worry about that. You're
I don't want to take a
luxury
risk.
sheets.
I don't want to take a risk. I need a risk-free
Guess what?
trial for 30 nights at least.
Then Bowl and Branch are going to do that for you.
Come on, man.
That's BOLL and Branch.
Okay, but I need at least $50 off. Otherwise, I'm not. I need $50 off a set right now. And by the way, I gotta have them pay for shipping. And I need to be able to just go to bowlandbrands.com and use the promo code FIGHTER. Otherwise, I'm not going to get them.
Okay, you can do all that. Go to bowlandbranch.com.
How do you spell bowl? I don't even know. So what do you mean bowl?
Promo code FIGHTER. That's BOLL and AND branch BRANCH.com. Use promo code FIGHTER.
Well, you spend how much time you spend in bed? Why would
Oh,
you?
I don't know. 100 million hours. That sounds about right.
At least
100 million
a third
hours
of your life. At least a
ridiculous,
third of your
man.
life. Why would you spend money on where you spend a
million
third of your
hours,
life?
Callen.
Yeah, spend money on detailing your car and not sleeping in clouds. Yeah.
Bowlandbranch.com, promo code FIGHTER. $50 off free shipping, risk-free trial right now. Yeah. Get your sheet on.
Get your sheet on.
Get your sheet on.
Sleep the sheet out of that bed.
Current events with
Nobody
Big Brown.
but Big Brown.
With Big
Evan
Brown.
the Beard is fucking nowhere.
Evan the Bear took a vacation to Hawaii.
He's hanging off a branch. I saw his Instagram. His body's looking good, and he's hanging.
Tucked his legs up so he looked taller, didn't he?
I think he did. I think he might have.
I noticed all that stuff.
He was also kind of like hanging out with another dude with his shirt off.
Have you ever seen a picture of a girl on his Instagram?
And by the way, and it's fine, but
I don't care.
But he's-
I feel like we could have fun with it.
Listen.
If we were like, Evan, what'd you in Hawaii? He's like, oh man, I sucked a lot of pineapple dick.
don't stop laughing at that. Listen,
Got her.
look, man. Can you just be better with your metaphors and don't say sucked a lot of pineapple dick? I'm trying to kind of create conversations on this
Right,
podcast.
man. I just went too far.
You went too far,
I'm
man.
sorry. Hey, can I apologize to you?
You know what? I think we're beyond it, and
Can I? Read?
I just need some quiet time.
All right.
But-
Well, can I
but-
read some of these current events?
Well, yeah, but can we just talk about Evan hanging off of brands like woo with his shirt off, and his buddy I think had his shirt off, and they're just like hanging out.
And you know his
in
mom
the
had
woods.
to take the picture.
Yeah.
Hey, mom, get this picture. Woo!
Maybe, but you think mom's there chaperoning because she doesn't trust the boys in the woods?
Well, maybe it's his sister.
Oh,
Who we're not mad at all.
not mad at all. His sister is
Yeah,
a
for
smoke
sure
show.
include your sister hanging off the branch, though, so it doesn't look so suspect.
Yeah.
That is his brother, though.
By the way, maybe there's nobody there. Maybe it's just him and a guy, and they set the camera to timer. For memories for their future.
And then maybe they did a little hula dancing. Evan's listening to this like,
If by hula dancing you mean boo-fooing in the woods, if that's what you mean? Because I call hula dancing, that's code for boo-fooing.
in an order that might surprise you, ass, mouth, ass.
I can't take it. I want to quit everything.
I want to quit everything. Bro, think about it. In order,
well,
ass, mouth, ass.
I'm trying to
Just
go.
think
I try to
about
go into
that.
this philosopher, and then you
Sorry,
cut me off,
man.
and then I gotta get
Oh.
hit in the face with ass, mouth, ass. We have children listening, probably.
Not really.
All right, you're right.
They know better.
And
Can
why
I-
am I laughing at that?
Can I get, because we're really immature?
Go ahead and give me your current events.
Okay. Can I give you a current event?
Yeah.
So Sinead O'Connor wrote on her Facebook a very dark message. Last time we saw Sinead O'Connor, she was singing UFC 189, right? Is that UFC 189
Yep.
with Conor McGregor? Well, she's not doing great, I would say, because
no.
it was a suicide letter. Yeah.
No.
But so it says Sinead O'Connor is found safe after threatening suicide in an alarming Facebook post. She put, "I have taken an overdose. There is no other way to get respect. I am not at home. I'm at a hotel somewhere in Ireland under another name. Another name if I wasn't posting this. My kids and family wouldn't even find out. Was dead for another fortnight since none of them bothered their hole with me for a minute. I could have been dead here for a week already, and they would never know. But someone found her, and she's fine now."
Man, that is a cry for help. What's going on?
The reason why it's the reason why it's a cry for help, because if you're gonna commit suicide, you just do it. You don't post to Facebook.
Most people who commit suicide apparently tell people,
because they're looking for help,
that
right?
they're gonna get. Yeah,
It's
that
a
they're gonna do
fucking
something.
bummer, man.
It's despair. That's serious despair.
It's sad, right?
It's such a bummer. Yeah. I don't know what to say about that, man.
I wish
It sucks.
we could get her on the show and talk to her.
Gee whiz, man.
It's a bummer, right?
Yeah. Well, you must be so desperate and full of despair to post something like that. Like I'm alone, I'm irrelevant, nobody cares. That's kind of what
My
it feels
kids wouldn't even notice. They would be weeks before they found me.
like. Yeah. Something's
going on there, man. That's tough.
Yeah.
Is that you think?
I watched
maybe she
that.
talks to a therapist or medication.
I
What
don't
are we
know,
doing?
man. I watched that Amy documentary.
How good is it though?
Amazing.
How talented is she?
Amazing.
You watched it over the
But
weekend?
it's so heartbreaking that for whatever reason, and maybe there are a lot of reasons, maybe there's one, but she just went off the rails.
Did she go off the rails? She gets sober, leaves her horrible husband or boyfriend, whatever he was, and then her manager goes, "Listen, we need to have you go back on tour. You committed to this." Everyone around her goes, "Listen, she should not be on tour. That's when she is going to do drugs and get out of things." She told everyone, "I should not be on tour. This is a bad idea."
Yeah.
She comes loaded on the plane.
Yeah.
And then goes on tour, and that's when she's all drunk, and then shortly after that commits suicide. Well, they didn't say suicide. She overdosed.
Yeah. Well, the doctor said your heart can't take this anymore.
They
She
told
just
her.
couldn't stop drinking.
And she even told him, was like, "Listen, I should not be touring. Like, you owe it to him. You owe it to him. Look what you did, you fucks."
Her dad's not painted in a very favorable light.
Oh, my God. You had
not-
a camera crew on their
Yeah. I just
vacation.
feel he's a guy who was never really there for her.
It's all about love, isn't it?
I think so. I mean, I don't want to say, I don't know. Those kinds of things are way more complicated, and I'm not a professional, but I really do think that you can, if you were to talk about one through line with human beings, for the most part, we want to be loved, acknowledged, appreciated. And I've rarely seen an exception to that. Maybe I've never seen an exception to that.
Huh?
One of the things that this guy was talking about was when somebody's mad, they seem angry or nasty to you. Typically, it's typically because they're anxious about something. They're afraid of something, and they're just terrified. They're going through something they don't know how to deal with, and it'll come across as being nasty to you. And that's why a lot of times people say when people are nasty, don't take it personally. They're dealing with their own demons.
Yikes.
It's probably a good way to go through life.
Yeah, it's tough to do, though.
Yeah.
Here's another one for you. Kobe Bryant announced he's going to retire. So he basically wrote a thing, too, goes, my heart and my head can embrace this grind and embrace the workload, but my body can't. It's breaking down. This is my last season as a Laker.
Wow.
And I've been so fortunate. He goes, as a kid, I dreamt about playing for the Lakers, and I'll finish my career as a Laker.
Amazing.
Pretty crazy, huh?
I've gotten people, I don't have a strong opinion, I don't know enough about basketball, but I've gotten basketball fans into frenzies over talking about where Kobe Bryant stands in the grand basketball
He
pantheon.
makes Mount Rushmore.
Top 3,
He makes
top 2,
Mount Rushmore.
top 1.
He's not better than Jordan.
No. But
He's
you'll
up
get
there.
people to say
he's
is.
better than LeBron.
Mm-hmm. So
I think it goes Jordan, Kobe, LeBron.
Ooh,
Yeah.
really?
That's what I think.
Over Bird, over Magic
Yeah.
Johnson,
Yep.
over
I think it goes
over Wilt Chamberlain.
Yeah. I go Jordan. This is my Big
Bill
Brown's
Russell.
list.
Yeah.
I go Jordan, Kobe, LeBron, Magic, and then like Wilt Chamberlain, Kareem.
Wow. Okay.
Interesting, right?
Yeah. If you had to choose your team. If you had to choose your team, your center. Probably Shaq because he was so dominant. Wilt.
Probably
Kareem
Wilt.
Abdul-Jabbar.
Probably Wilt.
Bill Russell.
Probably
Was he a
Wilt.
center?
Probably Wilt.
Yeah.
Jordan's number 1 for sure, though.
Number 1 for sure.
For sure. All right. Speaking of, we talked a little bit about this. So Jackie Kennedy, you know who that is,
Sure,
right?
yeah.
Jackie Kennedy.
Do you know who Jackie Kennedy is?
Yes, she's married to JFK, right?
That's right.
Yeah, of course, for sure. Don't call me out like that. Nice try, though. So Jackie Kennedy, here's some little different headlines for you. I like to talk about some of this stuff.
I got you.
So Jackie Kennedy recently in her book said Bill Clinton tried seducing her, and she had to wrestle him off in the White House.
Wow. Really?
Not in the White House, in her New York apartment.
Of course, she's no longer alive.
She said he was just like JFK.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Well, he was.
So it says the former president almost forcibly tried to have sex with the former first lady, even though she protested. A new book claims an outlandish account of the encounter. Miss Kennedy, who was in her 60s at the time, said that she and Mr. Clinton nearly got into a wrestling match before she was able to throw him off. Bill don't fuck around, man.
No, he's been accused of this before, you know.
Yeah, so she told a friend that Mr. Clinton was just like her late husband, John F. Kennedy, who was notorious for his affairs, and both would not take no for an answer.
Wow. Damn.
She says, I mean, I was flattered that I turned him on so much at my age, but Bill was just like Jack in the sense that neither of them wanted to take no for an answer. Ever since that day, I prefer not to be alone in the same room with Bill. I fear he's a man who never gives up. That's why he's president, girl.
Wow. Damn. That's crazy. Because the woman, who was the woman where she was holding drinks in her hand, and he started to go after her, and she said, the first thing I thought was he's going to spill this stuff on the carpet. And that's why my mother said, she's telling the truth. So why? She goes, that's exactly how a woman would think. It's exactly how a woman, she's got the coffee in her hand. She goes, it's going to spill. What are you doing? It was really interesting.
Interesting, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he's an aggressive man. He's an aggressive man.
You don't become the president by,
Yeah.
by playing grab ass.
Yeah, that's probably an alpha.
You don't become the president by just seeing a nice lady and
right.
not doing anything about it.
Yeah, but you don't want to. You
We
don't
don't
want
want-
to attempt rape. I mean,
I don't think you tried raping her.
No, but well,
Well, she said wrestling, so maybe it's like,
yeah.
like what's her wrestling thing?
Or maybe it was like, let me just here, touch it. Yeah, look at this.
Like trying to have her wrestle that dick.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, man, I'm a fan of Bill Clinton. I just like the guy. I don't know why. I just like Bill Clinton. I want him back in the White House. I don't agree with a lot of Hillary stuff, but I just want Bill Clinton back in the White House.
Well, he was a career politician. He knew how to run a
So check this
government.
out. So ISIS does a lot of their stuff via social media. They have a website.
Yeah.
So Anonymous, who leaked all the celebrities, Anonymous has been shutting them down,
Love it.
breaking their stuff, spoiling
love
their
'em.
plans. Right? Go
Anonymous.
Yes. So Anonymous is saying a Silicon Valley startup is bolstering its online protections for its clients, including ISIS.
Do they know it's ISIS? Is the question.
Yes. Well, that Anonymous says they do know, and So, but Anonymous, which has declared cyber war on ISIS, recently claimed that Cloudflare protects more web pages associated with the terrorist group than any other company.
Whoa.
Yep. So
hey, Cloudflare.
Cloudflare.
Step it up.
Cloudflare.
Shut that down.
Yep.
Those guys are assholes.
Cloudflare boosted security to make it more difficult for hackers to crash websites by overloading them with traffic. Now, the CEO of Cloudflare, Matt Prince, says the charges are armchair analysis.
Okay.
I don't think
I'm sure they didn't know. Because it would be pretty easy for ISIS, I would imagine, to have set up a shadow company and say, "Hey, we want security."
That's what they're doing, but you could figure it out.
Yeah.
Easily with your data, for sure.
Yeah.
Right. Let's do one more. This is interesting. I don't even know what to say about this. There's not a ton of news on it, but it's fucking interesting. Tell me what. And we're going to San Francisco to a sold-out show at the Cobb's for the Live Fire and the Kid tour. That's January 6th. Anyways, hopefully this shit chills out because I'm not very good with bats that are spiked. So spiked baseball bats are appearing all over San Francisco, and police have no idea why.
So
they have no idea. They're appearing all over the city.
There's a spike.
No. It's a bat.
Yeah, with a spike coming out of it.
Like that, my friend.
Let me see.
So
that looks like a weapon of war right there.
Yes.
That doesn't look good.
And they're showing them all over the town.
But they're chained to...
No. Some are just around the town. They're finding them all over.
Almost 30 baseball bats fitted with large large spikes made out of screws that have been left chained to poles in recent days. It sounds like an art. It sounds like Bansky, like an
Bansky
street
thing?
art. Yeah, sounds like they're doing
Or
something.
is it a fucking purge thing where if mayhem breaks out, you just unlock that thing and go to town?
Well, you'd have to unlock it.
Well, maybe they're like, the code's 3366.
Yeah.
Oh, the code is 666.
Get 'em!
Although a gun is easy to stop a spiked bat.
Not in the crowd, son.
I'll tell you what, man. I got to tell you, as long as we live in a society where some asshole can shoot up a Planned Parenthood, I feel like I should be allowed to have a gun.
That doesn't mean one of the current events.
I feel like
I thought maybe it was a little too dark.
No.
You want to talk about this?
I think it's
It
important.
was in Colorado, son.
Yeah, and so your choice is
Fucking
run away.
white people, man.
I know.
In Colorado.
Isolated.
I'm sad to be from there.
Isolated 58-year-old white guy. But here's
He said he's super dark. And then he starts shouting after the cops caught him, no more baby parts.
Yeah, because of abortions. Look, man, we know there are crazies. We also know we live in a society where they can get guns. That's a whole different debate. You can go ahead and pass more legislation to say you can't get guns. Good luck with all that. Seems to not work. I think there are 20,000 laws on the books already when it comes to gun control.
Educate them.
I'm sorry. I don't want to wait for government to solve this problem. I feel like I should be allowed to carry a fucking gun and just have the option of shooting back when some maniac starts opening fire. It's just how I feel, and I don't see an argument against it. And I'm sure there are.
About you having guns?
Just let me carry one.
Well, they're saying
I'll take the safety
this
course.
is the thing, and a cop has sent us these emails when you've said this before.
Yeah.
If a bunch of random regular people have guns, more people are going to die. Because you've never been in a stressful situation. You haven't.
Right.
You've never been in that stress where you start firing.
Where there's a shooter and I have to shoot
cops
back. Yeah.
barely get them.
Sure.
They say cops percentage like
100%.
Their percentage like 20%.
Yeah.
These are trained professionals.
I understand.
Now you give a comic a gun
Yeah.
in a crowd. And you think you're gonna fucking sniper out this
well,
guy?
I group. they call me the grouper because I can group a shot, bunch of shots. Shot a gun a lot. So please don't
Group a shot?
Yeah,
Well, see, that's
I
not
group
even
them.
the
I
term.
group them. They call me the grouper.
The grouper?
And they go, "Oh, you a fish?" And
You know
I go,
what I'm saying? But
"No."
okay, so then, because you can't say, all right, well, Callen knows what he's doing. Let's
Yeah.
give Callen a gun.
I hear
Because
you.
then you're going to give my mom a gun. Now, maybe my mom was maybe she's never shot a gun. You give her a gun, she's going to murk some random innocent people.
Okay.
And now,
I understand that point.
And then now you give everyone a gun, right? Like you never know what's going to happen.
Well, no,
now there's altercation. Now guys have guns on them because they're worried about other things.
No, but how about
so
this?
instead of fighting, they're shooting each other.
How about this?
Gun violence goes.
How about this? What if?
That's a sign of.
Although the statistics actually don't bear that out. For example, in Texas and places where you're allowed to carry a gun, not only concealed but now on the outside of your body with proper. You have to first of all to carry a gun. You have to take the allotted safety, and educate. You have to be an educated gun owner. You have to be an educated gun owner, quote unquote, right? So And if that were the case, like in places like Texas, you would see more gun violence. And I don't think the stats bear that out.
So you think just because one state shows no gun violence, if we do it all over, Chicago, most violent city, Baltimore, most violent city?
I don't know the answer, but I do know that Chicago, Baltimore, and those places that have a lot of gun violence have very strict gun laws. So it's kind of interesting that the difference is in those.
So you think by giving every person in America a gun violence is going to go down?
Well, I have an answer to that. First of all, there are over 300 million guns already in circulation. So a lot, some states, 46% of all households have a gun. So there are already a lot of people who own guns.
But not 100.
There are a lot of people that own guns. My thing, I think, is that I would like the option. I would like to make that decision for myself.
Yeah, me too,
and I don't mind if the state has, like the NRA and stuff, has a lot of safety standards and procedures you have to go through to get it. Like, I could understand that, but I would like the option, and that's just me.
Me too, man. You know what else I'd like the option to do?
What, man?
Not stand in line at the post office during this holiday season. Because I'm sick of it, man.
Well, dude.
I'm sick. I have so much to do.
Yeah.
I don't want to stay at the post office. I'd rather ship stuff from my home. Oh, you ordered that Boom Boom Pow t-shirt that sold out in minutes? Oh, cool, man. How do you think it got to you? Stamps.com. What's up?
Stamps.com.
Yeah, you can do it
You don't
from
like
your
to
home.
drive
No, man.
all the way there?
Nah.
Yeah, especially during the holidays when everybody's mailing holiday gifts and packages. You don't like that? That's not fun for you? Huh?
Oh, you want to ship that fruit cake that your mom sends you every holiday? You want to ship it to someone else? Let's not wait in line. It's already bad enough you got the fruit
Why
cake.
don't you just buy and print official U.S. postage using your own computer and printer? Why don't you print postage for any letter or package, anything you want to send through the mail as a gift or whatever, the instant you need it. Then the mailman picks it up. It's that easy and convenient, okay? We use Stamps.com, don't we, Brendan?
We do use it. That's how you get your On It collab shirt. That's how you get your Firing Kid hat.
Give 'em an offer.
That's how you're going to get your Firing the Kid or Abbott Kenny coffee mugs next week. Stamps.com.
Use the promo code FIGHTER and this special offer, 4-week trial, plus $110 bonus offer, including postage and a digital scale. Don't wait. Go to Stamps.com before you do anything else. Anything else? Click on the microphone at the top of the homepage and type fighter, stamps.com, enter fighter. I wanted to do a little dropping knowledge.
That's why I did that, for dropping knowledge,
Thank you, sir, bringing us in. You heard me talk a little bit about this in the live show, but I want to expand on it. Global warming is something that you read about all the time. There is in Paris, there is a summit that all the countries are to join. And they want to talk about essentially what was similar to the Kyoto Protocol, which is an idea that nations will agree on cutting carbon emissions, which means not using fossil fuels like coal and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. A lot of challenges to it because China and India, for example, Brazil, they put up, I think every week, they put up like a coal burning power plant because coal is cheap. And the problem is that India and China, especially India, whose economy is growing faster than China's, and is becoming a huge world player in many different sectors like manufacturing. India and China and Brazil are like, guys, you guys got industrialized and you became very wealthy using dirty fuels. And now you're saying to us, we can't do that. And so now what they're going to say is things like this. Give us $100 billion for renewable energy and to subsidize our economy. Everybody knows that's way too much money. Mm-hmm. So this Paris summit is probably not really going to bear a lot of fruit. But here's the thing I wanted to talk about with dropping knowledge. In the past 15 years, and this is from the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Control from the United Nations. This is a panel that was set up by, I believe, the UN and a lot of other people to measure global warming. And it started in the 90s. According to the IPCC, in the past 15 years, global temperatures have not risen. And in fact, they've risen like maybe 0.06% or something, which is far less than they've risen in the past 30 years before that. And yet we've released 400 million tons or something of carbon in the atmosphere. So it goes counter to what scientific models have predicted. And nobody knows why, but the fact is in the past 15 years, essentially global temperatures have stayed the same. Now, this is from the New York Times. This is from all the things I've been reading from The Economist, from CBS News. This is not controversial news, but the problem is, remember, when you're a scientist, your money and your work depends on proving that global warming is going on.
Yeah, you have to, right?
So you have to. So it's put a lot of scientists into a situation where they're like, yeah, there's a pause, but it's going to get worse, and we promise. And here's what our computer model is saying. A lot of those computer models might be a little off. And again,
like
you still have the New York Times, and you still have a lot of people talking about global warming. And the logic maybe is that let's err on the side of caution, but it's really expensive. How much do you think the world gets their energy from solar power and wind power?
Percentage-wise?
Yeah, percentage-wise.
The entire world?
Yeah. What percentage of the... let's just use the Western, the development. And by the way, guys, I love when you guys correct me and send me emails. It's great, but this is all information that I've researched as thoroughly as I could. So
in the modern world, Western world?
Yeah, in the developing world, in the developed world, what percentage of our energy comes from solar power?
20%.
20%. 0.5%.
See, I figured 20 was high.
No, and it's expensive, solar power, because you have to maintain and stuff. What about wind power? Because there are certain areas where they get a lot.
1%.
Yeah, 1%. Exactly 1%. I was surprised at those numbers. How about this? So Arctic ice is melting fairly rapidly during the summer months in the Arctic. Did you know? And again, this is from the IPCC. This is from the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Control. And this is also from NASA. NASA did these studies.
NASA
this is a recent study. This is a recent study from NASA.
Yeah.
All right, and look it up. Yes, the Arctic is melting, but Antarctica on the other side, I believe is that the South Pole? That's the North Pole.
North Pole.
The North Pole, Antarctica, the ice mass is expanding.
Ah, what's up?
How about that?
Enjoy that, polar
Isn't that
bears.
weird?
Yeah.
So it's weird. And now, so a lot of models, like a lot of scientists are even coming out and saying, and this is really controversial.
We need to heat this place up.
It's controversial because a lot of people have the religion. A lot of people have engaged in this religion, which is global warming. And I don't have a stand on it. I don't know enough about it. But man, there are two camps. And there's one camp that's like, and especially the media, like New York Times and the Washington Post, and I've had global scientists, ecologists or geologists on my podcast, my old podcast, Naomi Orestes, who's out of Harvard, wrote a great book called Merchants of Doubt about global warming, and she believes that that human beings are causing global warming. There's a lot of science behind it, but it's pretty fascinating that we are in a situation where some scientists now are saying that a little warming might be, and all that carbon dioxide might be super good for plant growth. Damn. And it might be really good for crops.
That's a good drop of knowledge, brother.
Not bad, right? Carbon dioxide might if the computer models that they're using now, it could be kind of beneficial.
So let's fuck this ozone up.
I hate to say it.
Spray.
It's just interesting. And so the motto is no science is settled. No science. And you hear a lot of people say the science is settled on global warming.
Al Gore right now is like, fuck.
Yeah, he is.
That's my whole thing, man.
And
that's my thing, bro.
A lot of scientists don't know how to answer this, and it's a problem for them because their grant money and movement socially depends on the fact that they can prove that the globe is warming. Temperatures have stayed kind of the same for 15. Actually, now, ready? 17 years going on 18 years.
Ain't no thing.
Ain't no thing. We're passing lots of legislation. I don't know.
Should we go some fan questions?
Fan questions! Yeah!
Okay, why don't you come over here and take a little seat next to Big Brown?
Hey, man. Nice. Fan questions with Keeley, Special K.
Special K bringing the fans in with questions.
Fans in
Did
with
you have?
questions.
Oh, K was at our. I have just a raging headache. I can't emphasize that enough.
So do I.
But I don't know what's going on.
I do too.
I feel like I might have.
I asked for aspirin.
Oh, I'm talking. I can barely see on my right eye. Anyways, it's a tumor. But you went to the Ontario show. Did you have fun, Kay?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
The fans are excited to see you, huh?
Yeah, it was funny when I got in there and I was selling shirts. Everyone only recognized
Speaking
me by
of the
my
mic.
voice.
Oh, really? Until you said something?
Yeah, and they're like, "Oh, are you Special K?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's me." And then like, "Oh yeah, can we take a picture?" It was cool. Everyone was nice.
Good. Get close to that mic.
Let's hear the questions.
Okay,
Cain.
first question. Do you follow the MMA FA or their attempts to have a Players Association style union similar to the NFL? What is your take on it?
Well, thank you for asking. You know what the thing is I've actually never heard of them, but everyone's trying to start a union. What do I think of it? Listen, the UFC wants to be taken serious as a major player in the major sports of the world. You know, everyone has a union. Everyone has a fighters league. Everyone has a players
union.
league.
Union.
The actors do, right? Everyone has someone where they can turn to, because having one guy, having Dana White have all this control over a group, over a sum is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because is his best interest the safety and the longevity of the fighter, or is it for ratings and money of the UFC? And I'm not knocking Dana White, because there is no
He's a
union.
businessman.
He's a businessman. He's a businessman. It's not his job to create a union or to create a safe environment for the fighters.
Right.
That's not his job.
His
job
job
is to make money, entertaining fights,
and make them
and
UFC,
cause a lot of head trauma.
His job is to make the UFC a huge
Success
fun thing to watch.
at all costs.
His
possible.
job is to put on amazing fights that we can
Amazing fights
promote
and
great
sign
fights.
terrible apparel deals with Reebok. Yes, you're correct, Brian. Very good point. That's a brilliant point. Come on, I had to take a little shot.
I like it.
No, listen, and people not gonna, Dana, this isn't fair. Well, you know, the payout of Korea was terrible. You look at the Reebok payout. I think it was like 90,000, less than that for all the fighters on the card.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, stop
it. Was
it.
terrible, yeah. But the thing is again, Dana White is a businessman. Are you going to criticize the owner of Apple now, the guy who runs Apple, because they're doing budget cuts or they're taking away certain benefits?
Or they're charging way more for their
or they're
products.
taking away certain benefits to their employees? No. They're making so much money. Like, that's a good businessman.
Yes.
Same with Dana White. That's a good businessman. Doesn't mean the employees that work for him are on board.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. I mean, you know, I was one of the more embarrassing moments of my life was when I was going bad on unions. I was talking about United Auto Workers Union and how they kind of ruined Detroit. And I was talking about this with a group of smart people, and I was going off on how I think unions set prices, and I don't think they're good for. They're not good for the marketplace. And my buddy goes, "Hey, haven't you been in a union for about 20 years?" I was so embarrassed. I was like, "Well, it's different in my case."
What else you got?
Okay.
Kay?
Brian, I am also a silly goose, and I have to spend so much of my life being serious between the military and my finance job. However, me being so silly has negatively affected every single one of my relationships with women. My current girlfriend is getting to the end of her rope. Did you experience similar issues, and if so, how do you deal with them?
It's a very good question, actually, because women love to laugh, but and Brendan is great at making girls laugh. I'm good at, but let me tell you something. When it comes to my life, I'm dead serious.
Yeah.
Don't be a silly goose in bed when you're in bed like, you know, look at your titties. I want to grab your ninnies. No, I'm tucking your titties. You know, don't be an idiot. I've done that.
Don't be a clown.
Yeah, don't be a clown in bed like, hey, look at my dick. You know, honk, honk, and blow a horn when you're fucking. There are times women want you to be serious. One is be serious about taking care of her. Be serious about the future of your life, and be serious in bed. Don't. That should be a comedy-free zone.
I agree.
Turn it off and go to town. But then the rest of the time you can be a silly goose. But don't be a silly goose and not get your work done.
Yeah. Hey, no, there's a difference between being a silly goose and being successful, and then being a silly goose all the time. You're a loser.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I know guys they're hysterical.
Yeah.
While they're crying with their tears
Yeah.
because they have no money
Yeah.
and have no career.
Yeah.
There's a time to be funny.
My wife knows that I'm silly, but she gets anything she wants. She doesn't have to look at price tags. That goes a long way when you can provide for your family.
And also the guys who are successful being funny, they're not silly geese all the time. They have a on and off switch. Like, you're funny a
100%.
lot, but like after this we have a meeting, right?
Yeah.
We have a big meeting.
Yeah.
You're not going to be that funny at the meeting. Neither am I.
I'm not going to feel very funny or be very happy when we don't kick ass on these shows.
No, there's nothing funny about that.
There's nothing funny
These
about
shows
it.
go bad. There's nothing.
You got it
funny.
when it comes to work. That's what it's about. By the way, I got myself some brownie points on a gift. Talk about being silly.
What'd you get her?
Because I'm always knocked for, and I think you are too, for not taking holidays very serious and not taking birthdays. I'm bad with birthdays. I don't put a lot of thought into it. Well,
Oh, I'm a good gift giver.
my
but
wife is a frugal chick. She doesn't spend money, and she was using the same luggage for the past literally probably 15 years. The shittiest. Her suitcase was falling apart, and there was tape. She had it taped.
Duct
and I was,
tape? That's
and I was like,
embarrassing.
and I had to buy her a birthday present. I was like, you know what? All right. I went to Toomey. Some expensive bags.
I thought you were going to say Louis Vuitton.
Well,
Okay, well, that's not that cool of a gift. You know where I went? I went to Burlington Coat Factory.
by the way,
I got her a matching set.
hey, they're
bright
not,
red.
They ain't giving those
$40.
bags away. They're not giving those bags away.
No.
You're talking.
A couple $100.
No. Oh, what did you say? What did you say?
Would you spend $1,000?
You're spending $1,000 on a bag. I mean, you're spending crazy money. I mean, I think that's a lot for luggage. Yeah, Louis Vuitton, you can spend $5,000, but that's retarded.
I thought, the way you were talking, the way
know.
you built it up, I thought we were talking
right.
about some fancy bags.
I've never seen anybody more excited about a bag, though. About luggage.
Oh, that's sad.
She was like, "Oh my god!"
She's like, "Oh my
New
god!"
luggage. I was like, well, here
That's how you know you don't buy her gifts ever.
I know. I don't know why I told that story.
Oh, I thought, yeah, it makes you look worse. You know what I got her?
To me.
I got her 2 coats from fucking Jocelyn's.
Damn
And
it.
she was so crunk.
I should have said Prada or Louis Vuitton.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna come with the.
Toomey's so practical. I feel bad now.
You know what I got her?
And it was on sale.
You know what I got this girl? You know what I got this girl? I went all out. I got her Samsonite bag.
I spent hundreds of dollars. Ah, shit.
Why'd you do that?
Ah, fuck.
That's awesome.
Can we edit that story out?
No,
Please. I look cheap now.
I
Okay.
went to Toomey. Oh, did you? Hey, let me guess. Hey, can I plan this out before we move on? You forgot to get her a gift. You're at the airport. What's at the airport? Oh, luggage.
Close.
Luggage.
Close. It was literally 15 minutes before I had to step on stage. I rushed. I parked illegally, ran into the mall in Salt Lake City.
Looking for a gift.
Yeah.
You saw Toomey.
Hey, one thing before we keep going about Salt Lake City. People talk about Mormons and stuff. Say what you will. Say what you will. Salt Lake City is not only a beautiful, safe, and clean city, but whatever that Mormon faith does, you talk about communities and families
Friendly.
and Christmas, like with the lights everywhere. You feel like you're in a village, like in
Pleasantville.
You feel like you're in Pleasantville, and people are smiling and they're happy and
Now
they're
let me ask
Mormon
you this,
as
Brian.
shit.
Look at me. Is your Pleasantville all white people? Because mine's not.
It's not,
Because
dude.
Utah is. Fuck you.
You know what though?
Okay.
Damn it. But there was some color there. There were some Samoans and Latin people and
Barely.
a lot of blondes.
My Pleasantville isn't just white.
A lot of blonde white people, but they seem very happy and it seems very clean.
What else you got, Kay?
Okay. Hey guys, any tips on staying or maintaining your weight and not getting fat going into the holidays? I don't want to look uptight in front of family or friends by not eating and drinking with them because I don't want to get any fatter.
You can take this, but I'll just say one thing. What puts weight on you is usually
you stay in shape.
Yeah, usually the carbs, usually all the pie and all that. You can eat a lot of turkey. You can eat a lot of yams. You can eat even some stuffing. But I think it's when people drink and eat a lot of dessert, right?
Yeah, let me ask you this: you have a big competition coming up. After when's the competition? You calorie cutting, huh? What do you got coming up?
Hey,
Let me
come
tell
on,
you
and
this.
be supportive.
You can eat pie, you can eat that stuff, but all in moderation.
Yes.
Don't have 6 servings of pie.
Yes.
Don't have a ton of cranberry. Eat that stuff, but just make it smaller portions. You have moderation.
Yeah.
You know, I had my genetics tested to see what diet. People keep asking me on Twitter because I talked about it on the Fight Companion with Rogan and Eddie Bravo. But I did this DNA test called Simplified Genetics. And I think it's at Simplified Genetics on Twitter. You can look them up. And what you do is they send you, you order online, you go simplifiedgenetics.com, I don't even know what it is. But they send you a package, and there's 2 swabs in there. You just swab inside your cheeks. Then you send it back, next day shipping, they get it, and then they give you a breakdown.
Yeah.
And the breakdown is Simply Fit is one test, and then Simply Safe is the other. I didn't send you these because I want to talk to you about it, but I definitely want to get your thoughts on it.
Yeah.
So for the Simply Fit, it goes diet and workout that's best for your DNA. Wow. So diet, mine was like 40% protein, 25% carbs, 25% fat. Wow. Is what my body requires.
Protein.
40%, then 25, or it might even been 20. Is
that the zone?
40, 30. No, those are percentage per day
it sounds
breakdown.
like the zone diet or something like that.
No, it's just that's a pretty basic diet. You know what I'm saying? So then there's that. And then I have no idea who's calling my phone. It's a random number.
That's your phone? Oh, no wonder. I was taking it.
I got a new phone, dog.
Dude, no
we'll talk
wonder.
about
I
it
was like,
after.
that's my
quit
phone.
grabbing my fucking phone.
Oh, I kept grabbing your phone.
Nah, hey,
It was
mine has the fancy leather case. Yours is plastic.
Hey, man, I got the Master
Ooh,
Kin.
yours is better than mine.
Yeah.
My bad. So I did the Simply Fit, and then my workout should be 90% intensity, 10% like long distance. So when I work out, that's going to cut fat best.
Wow.
3 times a week, 90% super and short intense.
Okay.
Short and intense, 10% long, whatever.
Right.
And then this was what was alarming, my friend.
Oh, boy.
I did the Simply Safe concussion test, which I didn't want to do, but the company thought I should do it. It's a scale 1 to 5 on, so if you get concussions, how likely you're to suffer from a concussion. Yeah. So there's difference. So let's say Keely plays football, gets knocked out. How is it going to affect her brain compared to mine? Because not everyone's brain reacts to concussions the same. You know what mine was, Bryan Callen?
What?
I was a 4 out of 5, high risk. I had both genes.
You have both genes?
Both genes. There's certain genes that make the marker if you're more prone to suffer from concussions down the road or not.
Oh, shit.
So really the test is for, I know, right?
So what do you
This is why I work so hard.
What do you get to look
I
forward
have
to?
about 8 years before I don't remember anything, and I'm slobbering around my mouth, and my dick won't get hard. But the thing is it's all worth it. Juice is worth the squeeze. Not. The thing is but the test is great. For me, it's whatever. All right, yeah, I've had some concussions. I slur my words. I have a speech impediment and a huge dick. But the thing is for kids. For kids, it's super important because so let's say you want your son to play football.
Yeah.
He takes his test and he's a 5 out of 5.
You don't let him play
Maybe
football.
a little. Well, it depends.
Yeah.
If he's crazy talented, at least you know the risk going into it these days.
I
And now
love
there's a
that.
DNA test.
I love that.
It's not cheap though. But how cheap? What price of safety or what price of for if you're a professional athlete? These tests for getting what workouts work for you, what diet works for you.
So the test is genetically you have genes
DNA
that
markers.
make you more susceptible to damage from concussions.
Correct.
So because some people obviously we know get 15 concussions
and they're fine.
And some people obviously have very
They have
different.
one, and it changes the course of their life.
I love that because I was watching that incredible game between the Broncos and the Patriots, and I thought to myself,
Best game of the year.
I don't want to live in a
Watched
country.
it?
Football, NFL, college football not only brings the best out of most people, but it's such a beautiful sport, and it just brings you
nothing
together.
like it.
And I don't want to live in an America without football.
Me
Fuck
neither.
off.
Me
And
neither.
I don't want you to change the game.
I'm with you, brother.
But I'm loving
if
that
you
we have
an
a
idea,
test. I love that
yes.
we have a test where you're going to have guys who know what they're getting into. Boxers, MMA fighters, contact sport guys, football players, hockey players who can take that test. Right?
Even
cool.
the biggest thing for me, obviously, concussion. My career's basically over, so it doesn't really matter. But the Simply Fit, I know for the best results for my body, I have to do really intense workouts and short. From a paleo diet will not work for me.
Right.
All fat diet will not work for me.
Right.
For my body type.
Yeah.
That's what's dope.
I think I'm the same way.
Take the test, son.
I'm going to.
All right. What else you got, Kay?
Okay, 2 more. Brendan, this question's funny. Would you rather wear a Brandon Schwab fight kit for a year or let Bryan take control of all marketing, scheduling, and design of the podcast for a year?
Think about it.
Think about it.
First of all, Brandon Schwab would be great. I don't know who that is.
That's why he's saying that, because Reebok kits always spell the names wrong, so I have to wear a
So
fucking
funny.
incorrect
Brandon
kit.
Schwab.
I'd have to wear it every day. Is he saying that?
He said for a year.
Oof.
I'll take it over. I'll help you. Let me help you out. You could tell me what to do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that you're bad at it. It's just I enjoy doing it, so I do it.
Yeah.
I'm also a beast with it.
You're good.
It's not your cup of tea.
I try, but
It's like you would get upset if I wasn't a great tennis player.
Yeah.
It's not my cup of tea,
Yeah.
man. It's whatever.
I need you for that.
Yeah, we need each other because the shirts are inspired by you, and
Mm-hmm. It's called a symbiotic relationship.
All right, last question. What was the biggest turning point in both your lives that you feel guided to where you are now, not just with the podcast, but in life?
I mean, it's going to sound
we get a lot of these.
It's going to sound crazy, but I always say I think when I chose at 14 years old to walk into that wrestling room and say to the coach, I want to be on the wrestling team.
Oh, you said that. Yeah.
It changed literally the course of my life because I didn't know I had it in me and I didn't know I could do sports. And even though I'd done judo as a kid, I just didn't know I had it. I was so afraid. I was so terrified to do it. And I think when you're really afraid of something and you do it anyway, it opens up not just that avenue, but it'll open up everything in your life. I really do believe if you really want to do something but you're afraid to do it, you should 100% do it. And it may be impossible, but just take the first step. Just take a step.
They also say, recognizing fear is a sign of intelligence. So if you are scared, that's a good thing, man.
Yeah.
Man, for me, I can't pick one moment. I don't know. Being on the CU football team, getting through that, fighting. There's too many moments that for me. There's not one moment. It's just for me. It's about creating, more moments and just keep on keeping on. But my thing is I could have fought till I'm 40 easily. Yeah. I feel great. Genetics, I'm fine. My body's not breaking down. I'm always in shape. I could fight if they gave me a 3-week notice. I could fight any heavyweight in the world right now. Right. I'd be fine.
Yeah.
I work out every day still. But for me, it's just about just keeping moving. I don't care what the critics say. I don't care about this stuff. I just keeping on.
But when did you see it as a kid? Like when obviously you entered a contract with yourself which said, "Oh, I see how you make it. You put your eye on this prize and keep moving forward." When did you see, who gave you that example?
My dad, because I think in elementary school I wanted to quit the football team, and I was the most talented kid on the team. And my friends were all playing, and my dad goes, "Don't you have practice?" I went, "Nah, I don't want to play anymore. I'm not going to go." He goes, "Well, you signed up for the whole season. You're only 2 weeks into the season." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm not going to go." He's like, "Oh, cool. Well, then we're going to walk up and you're going to tell the team in front of them that you're a quitter." I was like, "Okay." So he took me. We walked up to the school. And he's like, "Hey, everyone gather around my pussy son." He didn't say that. But that's basically what he was implying.
Wow.
And he goes, "Everyone gather around." And the team gathered around. And he goes, "Tell them what you're going to say. Tell them how you're giving up on everyone, how you're going to quit." I was like 7, I think. He's like, "Tell them how you're the player they count on most. Tell them how you're going to quit and walk away because you want to go play with your friends instead." I was like, "I never said that."
I love your dad.
He's like, "Yeah, you did." I'm like, "You know what? Do we have pads here?" And I played, and I never quit.
I love your dad.
Yeah.
I love your dad, and I love that, and I think those kinds of things are so important. And we live in a world where people would consider that maybe traumatic emotionally for the boy, and look what it did.
At all.
Nah, it's like that commercial at the football game. I don't know if you saw it. It was so great, where the kid wins the championship, and he gets a trophy that says participant.
Yeah.
And the dad goes, "What? We beat everybody, and they gave me participant, but we were better than everybody else." Nah. And he pulls that shit off and writes champs.
Yeah, that's dope.
What a great dad, and what a great commercial. Fuck yeah, you earned it.
The other thing is do you know anyone in life who you can't count on? Is there anything worse than someone that doesn't have follow through? I don't associate with anyone like that. Someone that says they're going to do something and they don't do it. Listen, man, a lot of people they don't take you serious.
Yeah.
They will never take you serious in anything you ever do. They're not going to be like, "Oh yeah, let's call Brendan up for this," when you can't count them. No one ever takes you serious.
Yeah.
And that goes in every facet of life. If you don't have any follow through, you don't have any drive, girls can sense it, your friends can sense it, your family can sense it.
Follow through is basically everything. I've had long talks with Rogan about that. You got to follow through. Finish it. My mother would always say that to me too. Like I'd read a book and she'd go, "I don't care if you don't like it. You have to finish the book. Just get in that habit."
When you're older, if you're unpredictable and you're that wild card people can't count on, that's a sad life, my man.
Yeah.
Don't be that guy. Booyah. Listen, Callen, you're looking pretty sexy, man. What have you been doing? That's a new top. You look great, man.
Well,
you know what I wish? I wish I didn't have to read GQ all the time and surf the internet and do all this stuff, because I wish there's a website. It's almost like a club. You know what I'm saying? It's like kind of like a club that I could go to that it makes it easy and they deliver it to my door, and I wish that they were so good that even Big Brown approved it.
right.
And you know what? I think there is a club. I've heard whispers. It's an exclusive club. I think it's called 54club.com. But you can't put the number 5 and a 4 in club. You got to spell out 54club.com.
Oh.
Yeah, and they're so fancy. It's an exclusive club.
You mean the company that outfits you every time you do a live performance, pretty much?
Correct.
Oh, right. Because you do look very sharp.
Thanks,
and
man.
And I'm going to start doing the same thing. And I wish people could just see. We're going to start taking pictures of how dapper we look. And if you want to look that way and have somebody else do all the work for you with high quality clothing, then it's called 5-4 Club.
These guys are trendsetters, and you don't have to worry about it. They take all that out for you. They take out the equation. Oh, what? You want to be on with the latest styles? You want to look fresh all the time? Wait a second, but I need 30% off my first month. Okay,
what?
Cool. Enter promo code FIRE.
Huh?
But wait, the sun's real bright. I need some dope glasses. Okay, cool. Enter promo code FIRE.
Hey, come on, man. You're getting crazy now.
Yeah, man, crazy.
By the way, just go to the website and just look at what they have. And everybody who works there wears the clothing, and you'll see why.
Yeah, they have to.
Just go there and, well, not Anush, not the guys who own it.
Yeah.
Anush comes in, he's head to toe in his own product. That's what I appreciate.
It's a good sign.
When I see the dude who owns the company and his buddies and they're wearing the stuff they're selling, that to me, that says something.
I mean, to me, I hate when people pitch celebrities that wear it, but there's celebrities who don't even endorse it who rock it, like Mark Wahlberg. There's a ton of guys who wear it. It's Mark Sanchez, Mark Wahlberg. There's a ton of guys.
Yeah.
I approve it. You know how I am with clothes.
You are a diva when it comes to your clothes. 54club.com.
Booyah. Callen, where can they see you?
Kids, you're going to be able to see me, and I'm excited because one of my favorite places, West Palm Beach
Ooh.
in Florida. I wish you were coming down. It's never a bad time. It's always a great time. We pack it out. Yes, so West Palm Beach Improv. I'll be there December 10, 11, 12. And in fact, 13? Yeah, 10, 11, 12, 13. Get your tickets. We always
get them now.
Sell out.
Funniest guy in show business.
It's good. I'm bringing some heat. We had a good time. And thank you, everybody who came to see me at Wise Guys in Utah. You guys are amazing.
Ooh, bring that heat, Brian the Kid Callen. And guess what, kids? The Fire and the Kid is coming at you live. Tickets are going fast. Most cities are near selling out, so get on it. We know it's a ways away. This tour kicks off January 6th. That is January 6th, only a couple of weeks away.
We got to buy our tickets, buddy.
San Francisco, Sacramento are sold out, but we are releasing more VIP tickets for these events at all the shows because they're such a success.
We sold out all the tickets.
So we are releasing more tickets. And then Seattle and Portland, I'm calling you out. Those are huge theaters. We are coming at you live. Get your tickets now. Those VIP tickets were also sold out. We're releasing more tickets in Portland and Seattle. Come out. Bring your jerseys, whoever you want.
Bring your people.
Bring your people. Bring a friend.
I'll
bring
promise
your
you
girlfriend.
this. I'll promise you this. And the people who've been to our live shows can back this up. We'll have you laughing for 2 hours straight.
Yeah, it's Fire and Kid
If
experience.
you don't like laughing hard for 2 hours straight, I get it. No problem.
I get it. It's not for you.
All I can offer is hard laughter.
So San Francisco, Sacramento, Portland, Seattle, do your thing. And then, Vegas at the Hard Rock. We coming at you live. There's a lot of good shows in Vegas. They ain't the Fire and the Kid experience.
They ain't the Fighter and the Kid.
Nah.
They ain't the Fighter
and
and
then
the
we
Kid.
ending this thing in a little town called San Diego.
San Diego, House of Blues.
House of Blues, San Diego. Those are also almost sold out.
I'm excited.
San Diego, House of Blues. That's going to be a lot of fun. Bring your Junior Seau jerseys because he's my favorite player of all time. Listen, you can get all this info with all the city info, the venues. Go to tfatk.com right now. Fire and the Kid coming at you live. This is the Fire and the Kid. We're out.
Yeah.